Welcome to the CCL pre-show for the final week of the season, week number 7. I am here live from the beautiful campus of UC Berkeley with my boy Borg.
How's it going, everybody?
Borg is here, and we're just going to go right into it, all right? Week 6, it was a big week, kind of lapsed by that spring break there. We had some pretty interesting results here. First things first, though, we got to talk about NJIT. We got to talk about NJIT. They went 2-0 over Fairfield. Can they hold on and get that undefeated season?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think this is a question at this point.
I think they took out all the hard ones already, right?
Yeah.
Like, what other hard games do they have left? Let me think.
We're thinking, did they play UTD? Did they play St. Clair? So they might play St. Clair.
I mean, low-key, my call, if they lose a game, I don't think they will, but if they do, it will be to St. Clair.
Okay.
I think the way St. Clair's been playing recently, and if Judgmental and Storm can actually, pop off a little bit, I think they can take a game. I don't know if they can take a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think NJIT's losing. I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're losing.
Yeah, I don't think they're losing either. I was talking with Miri Meg because I'm staying with him at a B&B for this LAN. And he's like, who else do we have? Like, who else can we play next week? Like, how is this going to work out? Next up, though, big one here, UT Dallas 2-0 SLU. How scary are the Comets coming into this postseason?
Like a cat that you don't know. Like, you don't know if you want to walk up to it or not. But
you don't know if it's friendly or not.
You don't know if it's friendly or not, but, like, it's not going to do that much damage to you. But, like, it's enough to where you don't want to mess with it. Does that make sense? Yeah,
so, like, if it scratches you, it's like all right,
If NJT is like a tiger, like,
maybe
UTD is like a small bobcat.
A small bobcat.
Yeah, like it could kill you, like if you kind of let it. You know what I mean?
A small bobcat could kill you if you let it.
It could kill you if you let it, or if you're really off guard. But like if you're on guard, like you can have a good fight towards it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand.
You guys can laugh. I think UTD has some teeth, but I don't think it's a tiger.
Yeah, more like I was thinking like you were gonna just say a domesticated house cat.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, that's probably too unfair.
That's too mean. That's too unfair.
Like they've definitely been putting in some work, but I also kind of want to shit on them a little bit because it's just fun. That's kind of the new target this season. So
absolutely, we've got Weston over here.
There he is.
Weston's right here. You're about to play.
Hey, good luck.
Good luck, Weston. We believe in you. You can do this. Speaking of Weston, we've got a decent amount of 3-3 teams in the CCL, including CU Boulder. You got Huntington, U Alberta, U Tulsa, West Valley, Auburn A, Texas State, both UCF teams, and CU Boulder. They're all 3-3 with a win this week. They're into the postseason. Which teams do you think have the best shot?
I think CU Boulder. It's hard to say they don't have a shot. I'm not sure who they play, but. I think that they definitely have a good chance to make it. Texas State's an interesting one as well, where I feel like I've always kind of been on the fence with them, where I don't know if I want to believe in them at all.
Yeah.
And I still am on that fence, if that makes sense. So I'll say CU Boulder for sure. Maybe a question mark on the Texas State. Everybody else, I really I don't have the data on. That's like a K-Bot thing. Like he's gonna dissect it a little better.
He's gonna dissect this 100%. Cut to K-Bot dissecting this. If we get K-Bots recorded.
Yeah.
I think U Alberta, U Tulsa are pretty solid shots. I would say,
true.
but that would also be like the unexpected, little unexpected there.
I feel like U Alberta's kind of lost me. I was kind of like a believer in the beginning, and then it's just kind of been like, eh.
We were a little chipper on them, and then now they're kind of like, eh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling them anymore.
It's just not their season, and that's okay.
It's not their season.
And that's okay. That's totally fine.
It could still be their season.
Yeah.
They got to prove us wrong. Remember that.
Prove us wrong, guys. Prove us wrong. Since we can't talk about predictions as of right now, let's talk about some LAN experiences. We're here on the beautiful campus of UC Berkeley. Their esports program room is state-of-the-art. It's been amazing to be here. We're in a side room right now, kind of like where we were for Phoenix. But Phoenix was like, if you wanted to compare these two LANs, these two West Coast LANs, is this one better?
I would say in terms of scale, it's better because the Phoenix LAN was very, very small.
Yeah.
It was very controlled. It was very, it was stuffy. But I don't think this one's more fun. And I'm only saying that because I think the Phoenix LAN might be the best LAN to ever happen in this game because of pure vibes. Everything was so close and tight, which means that every game, everyone was watching.
Yeah.
And everyone was screaming in this tiny room.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
It was very
really
grassroots.
Cool. But this one is way better in terms of quality.
Yes,
for sure. The quality of the streams, the quality of the casting, the quality of everything. Like it's less. I think it's about to start getting hype. But like
Yes.
so far, it's been a little bit less hype. But definitely some fun things have happened. Some crazy things have happened.
Yeah.
Some including me, as if you've been keeping up with them.
Yes,
at all.
this board guy last week on the show was like, "Oh, I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna cast the entire time," and then he goes into play, gets into top 6.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
Woe Chills said, "Hey, what if I?" Or Cake said, "If I pay for your entry fee, will you play?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And ZZZ decided in round 2 versus Demons because they thought it was just kind of like a, it's like it's Demons are gonna just destroy us. So Cake or ZZZ was like, "You can just play. I'm gonna go eat and get boba," and then we proceed to beat Demons. I proceed to drop 15 KOs on Luna against Demons.
Yep.
And then we beat Oshi to get into the top 3 and had a really good showing against Sundubu. I didn't even play during the Sundubu when ZZ got back at the Sundubu best of 3, and then they played. And they had a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
So, and then we just lost to Sad Boys now in top 6. So we did finish 5th, 6th. But
Fifth,
Woe
sixth.
Chills 5th, 6th as a 16th seed.
Chills. That's Woe Chills right there. That's just chilling.
I mean, the boys put in a lot of work too, but I think maybe I don't know if they got like invigorated by me joining or what happened.
Maybe,
because like I definitely
maybe.
didn't like carry or anything. Like I played
don't
well.
think so, no.
I think I played really well. But
I was
like,
watching y'all, and
they all play.
you
Like,
guys
our
are
whole
just-
team played well.
you guys are just meshing really
Yeah,
well.
100%. Like me and Taco and Cakes, we all meshed. Like we played together before. I've never played with them before.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing ever. So
It's very
hey,
interesting.
surprise top 6 day 2 finish.
I'll take
for
it.
me when I was planning on not playing at all.
Is this gonna
So-
suck you back in? Are you
Oh,
coming
God.
back? Are you bringing your talents to South Beach?
Never say never.
Very
If the
true.
right thing
Very
happens,
true.
if something real, like there's a couple things I will say. I'll give you little hints
Mm-hmm.
that if they manage to happen or go into the works, I will come back
Okay.
because it's too juicy to not come
Okay.
back. But I cannot spoil it because
Nothing's
some
in
things are in the
stone,
works,
yeah.
but nothing's in
Nothing's
stone.
in
Not
stone
even
right
close.
now.
No, not even close. But I might come back. We'll see.
Which national player will play in the league until they have a son that can also play in the league with them?
I mean, low key might be me. How long are we?
Hi, Saya. Like 4 minutes. Need you now?
They need me. All right, let's wrap up real quick. Let's wrap up real quick.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Borg, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank you for
I
coming
appreciate it. I
on.
mean, we
will
got
get
a lot
your-
out. We got a lot out.
We got a lot
We'll do
out.
predictions
We'll do predictions
as
later,
well,
probably
so.
Monday on a cliffside in the beautiful Muir Woods.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Howdy, CCL Game Day fans. I am joined by the one and only peanut enjoyer of OSU Esports at OSU, the Beavers from Corvallis, Oregon. How are you doing? How was your LAN experience so far?
I'm doing good. LAN has been, I think it's been pretty good. We had a nice little upset victory in the first match we played against the 13th seed. So that was fun. Went on. We didn't get too far. But we didn't expect to. We're coming here, have fun, meet some people from LAN, or meet some people, in the OS community and CCL. So that was cool. I'd call it a pretty solid success.
Yeah.
On our part, got what I wanted to get out of it.
Y'all took a set off EKC. That was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a fun match. Tough match.
Tough match, fun
obviously.
match. Absolutely.
But yeah, that was enjoyable.
Let's talk about your CCL season so far. Has it reached your expectations? Are you happy with how you performed the past 6 weeks?
Not entirely. I think we could have beaten St. Clair. Not entirely.
Hi, Orion.
Not entirely satisfied with the fact that we didn't, but I think we're gonna make a comeback in playoffs. We did beat Rogs at the LAN here.
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah, I think we're coming back up. I think the patch has been, we've talked about this a bunch as a team. I think the patch was really good for OSU. I like the momentum boots a lot. We play a lot of like Finny goalie, that kind of thing. I like the Mag Souls, whatever that was doing to the meta. Jesus, that's gone. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
good.
So now you got to just work with what you have, right?
Yeah, no one's blazing across the map like a bazillion speed anymore. So yeah, I think not entirely satisfied, but I think OSU's coming back. I think we're good.
I like that. I like that a lot. There are a few 3-3 teams this week that are likely going to be fighting for their life in this final week of competition. Huntington, U Alberta, U Tulsa, West Valley, Auburn A, of course, Texas State, both UCF teams, and CU Boulder. They're all 3-3 at the moment.
Yeah.
Which teams do you think have the gas to get to the end of this journey?
I mean, Rogs are crazy.
Rogs are pretty
It's
crazy.
strange that Rogs have not already qualified. honestly. Maybe
Mhm.
they had some unlucky matchups or something. Rogs is going to qualify. That's not even. Auburn's going to qualify probably. They're pretty strong. Tiger Slashers, a very solid player. UCF Rods, I think they're weaker than the Rogs,
Yeah.
especially this season.
'Cause last season they were both like pretty much same skill
Yeah,
level, and
yeah.
now there's definitely a gap.
They swapped IME for Diamond.
Yeah,
which,
that's right.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice. I really respect UCF actually. They're the only team that fields like 2 like playoff, like
Playoff
like
caliber
higher
teams.
upper teams,
Yeah.
which is really cool that they get to do that. But yeah, I think Rogs, Auburn, CU Boulder. I'm a believer.
Mhm.
I'm a CU Boulder believer, and I think Rods have a good chance as well.
Mhm.
If they can lock in. I think I see a lot of the Games Day people talking about how Rods are not in the queues, which you got to be in the queues.
Yeah, you
as
have to be in
guys
the
say.
queues. Yeah.
But yeah.
K-Bot, pull up the Clarion corporates, you know?
exactly. But yeah, so I think the UCF teams, Auburn and CU Boulder are the main ones I'm looking at.
How many peanuts have you eaten so far this LAN?
So there's 2 things, not 0. However, there are
Mhm.
things that impede my peanut consumption.
Mhm.
The first is no food in the venue.
Yep.
The second is that Laplacian OS, my teammate, is allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, that kind
That's
of
the bigger thing.
That's not. That's a
Um,
LAN debuff.
It is. It really is. So what I did yesterday is I went outside. I took them out of my backpack and I shoveled peanuts in my face for like 15 minutes, and I
Mhm.
went and washed my hands and came back. And
Yeah.
that was a nice buff.
That's good.
That-
Yeah, it helped you. It helped
it
you.
did.
It definitely
did.
did. And you gave me the rest of your Taco Bell because I was hungry.
I did. Yeah, I was too full.
The
From eating
bracket
those
was going a
peanuts.
little slow, and got me, and Hamster Quest, they both got me Ethiopian food. And they're like, you can share some of ours. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it took so long for them, and I didn't want to like open their
Yeah,
food.
no, I get it.
That I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to figure out what to get for food wise and all that. And you were like, I'm not gonna eat this Taco
And
Bell.
I was trying to
ate
figure
so
out how to
many
get rid of the
peanuts."
Taco Bell, so
So it
it's
worked
a
out.
win-win.
It worked out entirely. Thank you for saving my life.
It was
Truly.
a pleasure.
How many peanuts will you try to eat for playoffs? I know you had a big record this past
so
playoffs.
last season I posted the picture with the 2 full containers. I'm definitely not going into playoffs weekend with anything less than 2 of those containers.
Okay.
And I expect about 1 of those full. I don't have. I forget how big those containers are. You know the
They're
ones
like
I'm talking
this
about.
big, right?
Yeah, they're big.
like this big.
We're talking. I think a pound maybe.
I think so. Are they like Costco size, or are they like just the big ones you can get at like Walmart?
They're like bulk. Yeah.
Bulk size. Okay.
So at least 1 of those usually disappears because I eat them in between points, in
Mhm.
between sets.
You just shovel them in your mouth. Do you have like a preferred peanut eating method?
Yeah, so it kind of depends. You can do the drinking method
Uh-huh.
if you're trying to stop your hands and keyboard from getting like greasy. That can be pretty effective. Sometimes I just grab them.
Yep.
But yeah, the drinking can work. If it's too full, it doesn't work. But
Yeah, because it'll just kind of spill
right,
everywhere.
but if it's a
Yeah.
little bit like lower, you can get away with that.
Yeah, I
That's
could see
nice.
that. I could definitely
Yeah.
see that. I'm thinking like how awful it would be if you had to de-shell the peanuts while you were playing.
So I have eaten de-shelled peanuts before. I actually quite like de-shelled peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to do it in between points, so I can usually only get 1 between the points.
Yeah.
Between the sets, I
Yeah.
can get a few more.
What is your
Um,
opinion of people who just shove the entire thing in their mouth and eat it?
The unshelled ones?
Like the
Or
shelled
the-
ones.
Yeah, sorry, the shelled one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
How is the shell? Is it good?
It's tasty. Yeah, they sell.
Should I try it?
You should.
Is that a
So
avenue?
the thing is, from like a health perspective, you shouldn't do it too much,
Yeah.
which is why I don't. That's the only reason. It's really
But
good.
it's probably like really good fiber.
Yeah, but it's like too much.
Fellas, you need it. You need to eat fiber. Not everybody gets enough fiber anymore. That's why people are like having health issues. Eat fiber, please.
But yeah,
Um,
you don't want to do too much of that with like the sharp. Same with sunflower seeds, but they're good.
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah.
so,
Last question that I have for you, peanut related, of course.
obviously,
Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
creamy.
Creamy.
Yeah.
What's the motive there? Do you not like crunchy as a texture thing, or?
I don't know. I like the crunchiness of like raw peanuts.
Yeah.
But when it comes to peanut butter, I guess I'm just looking for something else.
Yeah.
Typically,
just-
I'm doing that on like a
Easier to
PB&J or like a celery,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It just works better that way in my experience.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, you've been a part of OSU for quite a while, on that roster for.
Yeah, I wasn't in the
a
first
while.
CCL
Yeah.
season. I tried out. I got rejected. But
And now you're here.
yeah, now I'm here. I've been since the second one, which would have been like what, spring term of last year.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
What advice do you have for like newbies or people wanting to get a team together for their college?
A team together. We did it through our esports club. I would say my advice would be go to just like Discords and just sort of reach out, just like in Discord channels.
Yeah, just
that's how the guy Caden, who's the guy who organized the OSU team, he doesn't play on it anymore because he graduated. But he would just go into like Discords for OSU and be like, "Yo, anyone play Omega Strikers?" And if you do play Omega Strikers, then you recognize like, "Whoa, there's one of the few people who also play Omega Strikers."
Exactly.
So that sticks out to you instantly. You're like, "Okay, I see that." So yeah, that would be my advice. Just kind of plaster, and if anyone who does play Omega Strikers sees it, they're going to be probably interested.
Sounds good. Do you have anything you want to say before we finish up?
Anything I want to say?
Anybody you want to call out? Anybody, any beef? Any
beef?
People with peanut allergies, you stink. No.
yeah, you got. Sorry, I shouldn't say too much. Don't get me started on those people.
Don't get me started on those people.
Yeah, those people. I don't know. I don't got much to say. Wolfman got revenge on us.
Yep.
He was talking about that. He's like, I'm going to avenge YCP. And he did. So respect to him for that at LAN today. But yeah, eat your peanuts, kids.
Eat your peanuts, indeed.
Eat your peanuts.
Thank you, Peanut Enjoyer.
Thank you.
Go Beebs.
Go Beebs.
Go Beebs. Welcome back to CCL Game Day. I'm sitting here with the most well-dressed gentleman in the league, Zorro, a.k.a. The Fool, a.k.a. Sam, a.k.a. Kai IRL. However you know this man, you've definitely heard about him. How are you feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm in Cali. The weather's amazing. It's been amazing for the last 3 days. Big fan.
Big fan indeed. You did place top 6 here at this LAN with the Iron-Blooded Orphans. How was that experience for you?
It was tough. I mean, I was kind of hoping for, number 1, as I do, but, it was a really great experience to, learn at the top level, which I don't get to do very frequently, and I got to test a whole bunch of things, try a whole bunch of new comps and whatnot, and talk strategy. And honestly, I feel like the experience was enlightening.
Very enlightening indeed. It's been really fun. And yes, this has been, the weather has been beautiful. The only complaint I have with the beautiful UC Berkeley campus is how many hills there are and how I break out into a sweat because I am not fit whatsoever every time I want to walk somewhere. That aside, though, let's shift over to the CCL here. You're the captain of SLU.
This is true.
You guys are looking great this year. Now, this past week, you did fall 2-0 to UT Dallas. A little bit of a classic series there as well. What are your thoughts going into Week 7 and then into playoffs?
So, going into Week 7, I'd like to say that Brawler is weak. It's a weak role, and we should stop double picking it. But, we like to double pick it. It's fun. I'm a big fan of brawling. Brawling is enjoyable. And both of my teammates are brawlers.
Yes.
But we have to, shift from
manage
brawling to
expectations.
something that is more consistent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You will be attending Raider Land.
I will.
You'll be driving about, 12 hours?
12 and a half, yeah.
12 and a half hours out to my home of Lubbock, Texas in 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's your thought process for that land? What are you going to do once you hit Lubbock, man?
I got no clue. That's a damn good question. I'm more of a procrastinator type. I like to work 1 week ahead of the thing, and that's all I do. Yeah.
We will have UTD joining us at that LAN as well, so that's going to be a lot of fun, too. I think we're going to have another team online and then tech, of course. If you could rate the teams at that LAN, 1 through 4, are you guys coming out on top?
We're probably number 2 at the moment. At the moment.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I can't be number 1.
That's true. The LAN buff might be something to behold because, Blue Blazing hasn't played on LAN in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And you've been playing on LANs the past year.
True. Very true.
4 so far? 4 so far?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what the pressure takes and everything, all right? When it comes to playoffs, what teams would you like to see from the current teams that are 3-3? You got a good list of teams in here currently. You got CU Boulder. You got both of the UCF teams. You've got Huntington. You've got U Alberta, West Valley, Auburn A, Texas State. Which of these teams do you expect to win this week and make it into playoffs? You got a full list right there.
Got a full list. Oh, no. See, the problem is that I don't know a lot about the other teams until they show up in front of me, and then I have to, research them. But I think the UCF frauds, they normally go very far.
Yeah.
So does Auburn. I mean, Auburn, the frauds, Alberta also normally goes far. So I would guess those 3 teams would probably make it. Is there a 4th one that would make it?
Maybe like CU potentially.
Yeah, probably.
I think CU
I
can make
see
it.
that. Yeah.
Everybody's kind of been saying like this isn't Alberta's year, right? Like this is
okay.
not their semester. But I think especially with how the patch is right now, there's a way to recover, especially this late in the season.
Pick Asher.
Pick
or
Asher.
Bannett.
Or ban
One
Asher.
of the 2.
Depends on what you want. I love Asher.
That's the meta.
And
we found it.
And we love our editor, Asher. We love you, Syntix.
Hi, Syntix.
Hi, Syntix.
You're so tall.
You're so tall and cute.
So tall and cute.
He's so tall, though. No, for real. He's like...
He is.
Yeah,
I've seen him.
We're going to go see the redwood trees. He's going to be about as tall as the redwood trees out here. He's going to be... He's literally like a foot taller than me.
Yeah,
it's insane.
he's massive, man. I wonder... you think he's taller than Tech?
I think so, yeah. I think
it's possible.
if he comes to Raiderland and he stands on our campus, he will be just taller in general than the entire
than
campus.
the campus?
Yeah, than the campus.
Possibly.
Yeah, noted short campus, Texas Tech University. Anyway, is there anything else you want to say? Anybody else you want to shout out?
Shout out to Soren
Shout
for
out
eliminating me from bracket.
Shout out
That
Soren.
rat bastard. All good. Nah, all good.
See?
Big fan of Soren.
Big fan of Soren. I can't interview him because he keeps running through the bracket.
He keeps winning that.
And he's probably going to have to forfeit his CCL match against the Fuel because they haven't played yet. And he's like, well, I'm in like losers finals now.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
GG's. Okay, wait. What is Lakeland in CCL?
Right now they're 4-3. I think
4-3?
They're 4-2. I think they've qualified for playoffs. They're good.
Oh, if you get 4, you qualify?
Yeah, if you get 4, you qualify.
Oh, hell yeah, that means I qualify.
Yeah,
I didn't know if I thought
qualified.
I was still in danger of not
No,
qualifying.
no. I think you will qualify. SLU will qualify. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like it's top 16, and you're in the top 16. So, congratulations,
Yay!
Congratulations, SLU. We love.
It'll
the
be a
Billikens.
slew sweep yet
Slew
again.
sweep,
We're
slew
gonna get
sweep.
4th out of nowhere.
We get 4th out of nowhere. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna wait and temper our expectations as we get there. All right.
I mean, hey, there's a lot going on. I'll say that.
There's a lot going on. Final question: what's the move tonight?
Move tonight?
Tonight.
What am I doing?
What are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm getting a hot pot, and then I'm wandering the city like a crazy man.
I
like wandering.
Are you gonna do it in Kai cosplay?
I don't have the Kai cosplay on me,
Frick.
but I do have the swimsuit.
You have the swimsuit. That's
And I have a
right.
jersey.
Did you see what Claire said, by the way?
I did see the message. I have to find a beach. We have to find a beach.
We have to figure out where a beach is.
We have to find a beach. It's as simple
Yeah,
as that.
like Claire was like, wait, hold on.
See
Wait
the
a damn
fit.
minute. And then I said that was Zoro's intent, and then I put your DMs.
I will get the swimsuit. It's coming.
It's
I'll
coming.
take off my shirt. The people
coming.
will love it.
Get a load of this guy. I'm trying. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. Do not put that in.
Put that in. Put that
Don't
in.
put that in.
Editor,
Don't
editor,
put
put
that
that
in.
in. Editor,
Don't put
put
that
that
in.
in.
Welcome to CCL Game Day on location. I'm here joined by Weston, the one and only GOAT from CU Boulder. Just kidding. Robert Barron is also a
That's right.
GOAT. Yeah, too.
And
Everybody
he makes
ever-
slideshows.
Yes, and he makes slideshows. We actually talked to Vaughn earlier, and he said that Spirit Crab also made a slideshow because Spirit Crab fumbled set 5, game 5 in comp and said that they were sorry to Vaughn through slideshow. So
Robert Barron's influence.
Robert Barron's influence reaches far and wide.
Yeah. It's
Indeed,
reaching St.
indeed.
Louis. I'm sure it's reaching out here in the west.
It's reaching in the west.
In the east.
It's going all over the place.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it in Texas. I feel it in Texas
Yeah,
right now.
people are talking about it.
People have been talking. People are talking. How has your LAN experience been so far?
It's been awesome. I've been to a couple CCL lands, but never just something like the Omega Strikers community in general. So met like a ton of top players that I've watched for a long time. For the first time, was able to meet like everyone on the desk, and I've been there a few times, so it's been really cool. And then playing has been really fun. Like my teammates, we were entering weeklies and stuff for a few months now. So we had played together before, but I think we were just really happy with how it went. Yesterday we had our last game was a set 5.5 loss that took a little bit to recover from.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun, and then we got to play in Constellation today. So yeah, it's been a ton of fun. Meeting people is the best thing, of course, but also playing the game has been great.
Awesome. Takes on playing Demon's Raw in Constellation.
Yeah, so we lost the last game where you were still able to be in Constellation. So if we had won that game, we wouldn't be in Constellation. We would have been top 12. So we were like, okay, set 5.5 loss. We have a really good shot at Constellation bracket, just looking at all the teams and just like knowing how close we were. And then when we looked this morning, Demons Raw they were on the bracket because of what happened. But they were grayed out because I assumed they weren't going to play.
Yeah.
But then just in the middle of one of the games this morning, we saw that they got Jack Limestone on their team, and Demons Raw was in fact playing. So luckily they were on the other side of the bracket. But we were like, yeah, it looks like that's going to be our opponent in grand finals, and it was. So I just got done playing that. It was a lot of fun. It was an ad rush start, which into Gumi and how they play it was a little bit of a tough break. But we did still get a set off of them, and my teammate Vortal was able to. There's something called the Vortal Special. He just released
the Vortal Special.
I've
not heard about
this. He just released like a 90-minute video that was fantastic about his like journey, but he's known for a play on IME. You glitch pop, so you flip, then you glitch pop, you send it into the glitch pop, and then it goes another angle. He hit 2 of them on Demons, including one to win us a set, and we could hear from the other side, like Joker and all of them go like, holy.
Oh my god.
Like it was awesome. So I'm glad he got to hit those 2. But it was a lot of fun. We got a set off, but yeah, running into them in Constellation bracket is a tough break, but it was still a lot of fun.
Very
and,
nice.
Second place in Constellation, we'll take it.
Yeah, second place. That's no joke at all. So congratulations to you and the team as
Thank
well.
you.
Let's talk a little bit about CCL as well right now. You are one of a few teams that are in the 3-3 range, which means with a win this week, you are in the playoffs.
Yep.
Right now, I think as of right now, as of this recording, you got Huntington, U Alberta, U Tulsa, West Valley, Auburn A, Texas State, both UCF teams, and CU Boulder. They are all 3-3. Outside of CU Boulder, of course, what other teams do you think can make it into the playoffs, and what team would you want to face in Week 7?
Who would I want to face? It's a tough one.
Yes.
If I have to choose.
You got to choose something.
Choose someone to pick on just a little bit. I think I'm going to go with Huntington and Alonzo. Alonzo is my homie. He knows I have a lot of respect for his game, but he switched to midfield. He's killing the redirects per 10 minutes charts, but we've scrimmed them already. We scrimmed them a few times at the beginning of the season, and it went pretty well for us. So I think if we ran into them, I would feel pretty good about our chances.
Good.
There's a lot of teams in there that like I know people on and I'm friends with, so I hope I don't run into those, like Texas State and U Tulsa especially. Torin on U Tulsa has been tearing it up. I think I talked about him on the show last week, but I really hope they can make it into playoffs. Same with Jacob and Texas State. So I hope I don't run into those. I hope I end up meeting those guys in the playoffs. But yeah, I'm hoping out of all of them, because I have to choose for Huntington. But I feel good no matter who we run into that we can hopefully make playoffs, get back to where we were last season.
Perfect. I mean, granted that you guys do make it into playoffs this season.
Yeah.
Who are you looking at? Who are you expecting to play in like the first round? What teams are you outside of like NJIT? Because every time I ask, can NJIT do an undefeated season? Everyone says yes, no hesitation. So like, I mean, outside of NJIT, what teams are you like a little scared of? What teams do you think you can maybe take a few sets off? Which teams do you think you can beat?
It would be fun. Well, we did take a few sets off NJIT.
That's
As
true.
I mentioned last week, we took 2 sets off NJIT.
That is real.
But I think it would be fun, because if we get in, we'll probably be on the lower side. It would be fun to play against UT Nurboom, because those two are going to be my teammates for Launchpad pretty soon, Nikki and Flambeau. So it would be fun to run into them. I think we would also probably get a few sets off them, I hope. But that would be a fun game. As far as the other playoff teams, like Dropletto will be fun to see in the playoffs in Fairfield. So if we ran into them, that would be fun, and it would be just because like the best player on their team is the Brawler, and so it would be a good challenge just for me personally to play against him. I don't know if I have ever played against him in the tournament. I played with him in the draft diff, but that would be a lot of fun to see. Other teams, like I hope Alberta makes it, and if we've never played them in CCL, but we're the 2 mountain teams, so if we were able to finally get that matchup, that would be a lot of fun.
That'd be hype, honestly.
Find out who the king of the mountains is.
Yeah. Now you can say like northeast versus southeast.
Yeah.
Instead of like easties versus westies.
Exactly.
I think that'll be like one of the first times ever. Like northeast versus
North Rockies, South
North Rockies, South Rockies. We can
Yeah.
even get even more in depth, right?
Very regional.
Very regional.
But yeah, those teams are who I'd look at to run into. And just this last week is gonna be big. Hopefully we can get in there.
Dope. Awesome. So far, I mean, you guys have been hitting it. You guys have been doing really, really well in the season. Vaughn was even saying like every time he goes up against CCL players in like these lands, nowadays he has to like sweat a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like everybody's getting a lot better. Everybody's getting so much better.
Yeah, we played against Vaughn yesterday, and we got a set off. We should have had 2 sets. There's a tragic me stepping into a Zen ult, so I couldn't get my core flip off. So we should have had 2 sets. But either way, we gave them a run for their money. And yeah, I think everyone is just improving constantly. And it's fun to see and it's fun to start getting sets and start getting close games against those teams, which we experienced a little bit in Sheb and now at LAN, feeling the same thing. So yeah, I'm excited for the next season of Bestie and Slots tournaments as well. But of course, CCL playoffs, the next thing. And hopefully we can make it there.
Next thing up. Good luck. Good luck in the rest of your endeavors. Good luck at CCL this week. Good luck in Launchpad the next 3 weeks. Good luck in weeklies, tournaments, whatever else.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Welcome back to the CCL pre-show, everybody. I'm here with the one and the only, the GOAT, Vaughn.
Hello.
Hommerding. Hommerding, right? That's
yeah,
you
said it right.
I said it right the first time. Yeah, let's go. Vaughn, we're here at the beautiful campus of UC Berkeley.
We are.
How are you enjoying it so far?
I've said this quite a bit. It feels like one big summer camp vibe.
Absolutely.
That I'm not a student. I'm sure if I had exams, I would feel differently. But I feel like I just walk in the buildings and all the fauna and trees just make me feel like I'm at summer camp. Obviously, probably helps that we're just here playing games. So vibes are good.
And
vibes
the architecture of the dorm that this entire facility is attached to looks very much like a cabin.
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
it does.
That adds
the
to
paneling,
vibe.
all of it. Yeah, even the room we're in.
Yeah, it's giving church summer camp. Sort of vibes too,
yes, it is.
Yeah, just a little bit of every
agree.
summer camp. Yeah. Yeah, so are you inferring that you'd be a counselor at this summer camp, or would you
no,
be? Would
I
you be?
I want to be a camper.
Would be a camper?
I want to be a camper, bro. Being
Okay,
a counselor
all
at
right.
summer camps is
like it.
a ton of work.
That's true. It's not the best job.
No.
I think we both have been counselors of summer camps.
Yeah, in one way or another, yes, for sure.
It's not cracked up. What's cracked up to be. Now, let's talk about really quick these 2 matches that we want to talk about. A lot of these players are at LAN right now, so we're going to run through some of these results here. NJIT 2-0 over Dropletto and Fairfield. They are 1 match away from an undefeated victory. I'm going to ask you, can NJIT do it?
Yeah, I think
everybody says yes, hands down.
Unfortunately, it feels like a no-brainer at this point.
It's a no-brainer. It's basically penciled in, and if they face St. Clair this week, there's a shot. If they face anybody else, you kind of have to chalk it. It's kind of in chalk.
Has there ever been an undefeated season?
Yes, SLU spring 2024.
Oh, that's right. When I was
8-0.
when I was their coach.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes, the SLU Vaughn.
Maybe
SLU
the
Vaughn.
greatest regular season run of all time.
Absolutely.
Until this one.
Until this one, and this one is kind of special as well because it is a shortened season. At the same time, this is such a good team that it's how would this team stack up against other really good teams in the CCL? We could put on our thinking caps and talk all about that. But next one as well, UT Dallas 2-0 SLU. I just had Zorro on the desk here talking about that one. How scary are the Comets going to be going into this postseason?
Well, sir, I think they're going to be pretty legit. It was kind of the start of the season, kind of wondering how's Blue Blazing going to do coming back. Asianator is steadily improving still. I played him yesterday in bracket, and I made sure to let him know that he was a beast. There were multiple points where both Bells and I were just double killed solely by him on the Finny. That guy's nice. But I think the story of this season is Altair Poke,
yeah.
Coming back from way launch 2023, and he's been improving a lot. Recently hit Challenger for the first time since he's come back, and I think it's a pretty well-rounded team, more well-rounded than maybe people thought at the start. It's really refreshing to see people putting so much time into the game and it really showing. So a lot of times I think it's easy to just kind of slough it off or like play a couple things, and they're pretty dedicated. They play a lot. Like it's very clear they have the hunger to win. And I know that Mystic, who is NASA player, has been helping them out. They asked to have him coach, and so I think a combination of his experience since he's stuck with the game the last 2 years, combined with all three of those players putting in a lot of work, they have a shot at a championship.
I think they also have a shot at the championship, at least another runner-up spot here. I mean,
sure.
You've got a lot of these really, really scary teams that didn't beat NJIT, but who could give NJIT a run for their money in bracket. Let's talk about, especially when it comes to playoffs. There's a few 3-3 teams here that we're looking at that with a win this week, they make it in. This isn't like a 100% list just yet, because as we are recording this here at LAN, Week 6 isn't 100% over, so there might be a few teams add or subtract. But Huntington, U Alberta, U Tulsa, West Valley, Auburn A, Texas State, both UCF teams, and CU Boulder are all 3-3 this season. Which teams do you expect to win this week and make a postseason appearance?
See, I've been burned too many times on these UCF teams.
Yeah.
Been burned too many. I have been. You can go through all the shows. I feel like I predict them a lot.
You've been a night lover for a while. Yeah, you've been a nighter.
Yes, I have, and it's time to be a dayer instead. It's over now. It's just done. I mean, maybe they'll win, but I've lost the faith. I don't know. Again, it's playing the game. I know some of the players. Obviously, other responsibilities can come first.
Yeah.
But strictly speaking, OS not super impressed with, as Kenneth would say, the queue times, been in the queues. So
Getting the queues.
by the flip side, I know who has been in the queues, which is my boy Robert Barron.
Robert Barron.
My boy.
Yes, sir.
Who sent me the slideshow, which I now have more than one. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh my gosh! So how many? This is live, by the way. How many players have sent you slideshows?
Only two.
Okay.
Only two. It was him, and then it was. Oh, I know. It's a slew player.
Slew player.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Grant. Spirit Crab.
I think
Are they on
Spirit Crab.
SLU Academy?
It's okay because I'll check right now.
Check right
I'll
now.
check
I'd
right
love
now.
to see this.
Because it was funny because I mean I just remember that game because like if they just covered the wall, they were playing like a beast, but they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I played so badly." I'm like, "No, bro, like
you're being
it was
too hard on
Spirit.
yourself. It's Spirit
it was
Crab.
Spirit
Okay.
Crab, yeah." So
Oh my goodness! It says Inky's set 5.5 loss,
Yeah.
and it's a whole
So
PowerPoint presentation.
I want to shout out Robert Barron at LC Boulder. I played against Weston in the last two S tiers. I played against his team yesterday, and I played against him in Sheb. That guy is really on the come up. He really does feel like he belongs in like sort of an upper echelon of play now, which maybe at this time last year in a CCL season he was still kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's expanded past the Atlas. So thanks to you, Boulder. I'm gonna give it. And since you're only interviewing people, maybe we should do the siren just for fun. Should we say Texas? I don't know if anyone said Texas Tech yet.
Texas Tech is not eligible, I don't think. I think
What?
we
But
have Texas State.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Has anyone picked Texas State?
Nobody has picked Texas State.
Oh, let's pick Texas for you. I'm sure none of your guests have picked them.
No, nobody's picked them.
It's
yet.
all good. I'll
Yeah.
hold down the Texas for it because
Thank you.
Who else
Thank
will
you.
at this trying time? And there's no K-bot here to yap.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
No K-bot to yell at me about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he yells about it in his recording, we'll see.
Yeah, it's okay. We won't tell him. It's
We won't
fine.
tell him.
But yeah,
We'll be okay.
I'll say some Texas State, CU Boulder.
You've been burned by UCF, so no UCF.
I have. We gotta throw them out. And like low key the Hawk squad because I remember when the Hawk Watch when they were like 0 and like 30 or
That
something.
was a different school, but we did do transferred of Hawk
bad.
Alert.
Yo,
Hawk
my
Watch.
bad, Huntington. I thought you were the same fellas.
Yeah.
My mistake. Well, all good.
Yeah.
I'm a Hawk watcher.
Robert Morris University was. I believe. RMU was the Hawks.
Oh, I need to study up on
Yeah,
my
in
birds.
season 1, and now that
Okay.
we're in season 4, Huntington became Hawk Watch.
Okay, well, I
Yeah.
won't retract it. Huntington, you got
Huntington, you've got this. You got this, Alonzo. I want to talk a little bit more about the LAN experience because I know there's a lot of CCL teams that weren't able to make it out or stuff like that.
True.
To any of these players, what's your thoughts about LANs? Would you recommend going to one?
I think being a part of OS, you can experience the game at home. You can have like perceptions of people behind the screens, whether they're your solo queue teammates or they're people that you talk to every day or they're people you compete against in tournaments. And I think it's really cool when you show up in person and you get to see those people and kind of get to know who they are. Like literally 2 feet in front of us, I'm watching 5 people who didn't know each other before OS like learn how to play Mahjong.
Yeah.
And they're just like hanging out
so
or
dope. Like playing, I think, Pokemon or
TCG.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, they're playing TCG right now.
And it's like I think these are I think if LANs didn't exist, like I wouldn't say I wouldn't play, but they have to be the absolute best part of being in the community.
Yes.
Especially because they're so rare, especially community run, not by some like weird corporation or like strictly collegiate. It's so rare that you can get events like these that are put on essentially for free. And the experience is super one of a kind. And I would just strongly recommend it if you obviously like, you know, money willing, like if you can ever make it out to one of these, like don't convince yourself like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like I think every single person here, even like my friend Cards, who just went 0-2 in the main bracket and then 0-2 in consolation bracket. Yeah. Like he's been having a good time just hanging out with everyone at the event, doing things before and after. It's yeah, I think it's good. I don't really think I can put into words how important it is. And this is even after I just lost. Like let's be clear for everyone watching, this is like hot off my loss. Like
Correct.
I'm done.
Correct. I was nervous about asking you to record because I'm like, I want to give him some time.
Yeah.
And
chill.
Vaughn just found me. He's like, "Yo, food,
Let's
record,
do it.
let's do it." And I'm like, "All right, let's roll right
it's all
into
good.
it." You know,
sometimes, hey, as my former Twitch Rivals teammate would said, sometimes, hey, life is a mysterious, beautiful thing, and you just go out like a buster.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get 4th in your 3rd ST in a row.
and then you're gonna break through at some point.
It happens.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all part of the
I'm not
script.
Gumi. Let's be clear. So it's fine with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gumi crashed out of the LAN, and I had Demon's Raw winning the whole thing on my on my pick'ems.
See, no one was a noser because the nosers knew. Because
I was
of
not a noser.
Yeah, you were a sneezer.
Yep.
It was because all the scrims, Demons Raw, that roster did not. I don't even know if they want to set in like all of their scrims leading up to the event. No one knew that except for obviously the.
I learned that from
core
Soren because Soren and Demon's Raw, UKC Demon's Raw, they were just scrimming right before LAN.
Demons was getting sauced by anyone that exhaled oxygen and had played in NASA before. So it was gonna be interesting. You never know because sometimes you just figure it out at the event. Obviously didn't happen, but I mean those are some of the 3 greatest players like ever. Yeah. But it is once enough time has passed, I will mercilessly make fun of especially Gumi. Yeah. It's just wonderful ammo in our friendship now. So I got 4th, but he didn't make day 2. So.
Hey, yo, don't let Gumi go anywhere near Arizona State University. That's all I'll
that
say.
is
That's all
that
I'll
is
say.
true.
That's all I'll say there. Amen. Anyway, is there anything else you want to say before we start week 7?
Yo, CCL players are kind of like on the come up.
They are.
For real.
No, they are.
Anytime I enter an event now, I usually have to beat a couple in bracket. And every time I do have to face them, I lock in. Yeah. Which is cool. It feels like CCL's got some real hitters now. And that's super cool. And I'll shout out my 2 slideshowers, Robert Barron and Spirit Crab. I want you to know, anytime, like both times I got those slideshows, I laughed out loud. They were fantastic. They made they're just so funny. And to people that get me in my games, you do not need to make one, but also keep in mind, I will emote you and then life will move on. Yeah. I really could not care less. So just vibing out. Everyone did their best in CCL. Maybe I should say some like villainous thing, but no, it's just vibes, you know?
Yeah, we're vibing right now.
We're just vibing.
We don't have the bit.
No, there's no bit.
We don't have the lean back, lay back Vaughn.
We're just here chatting.
We're just chatting, yeah.
It's different in person. When I'm on Gremlin on the screen.
When you don the podcast equipment, there's like something in our genes that just comes
it's like
out.
the Venom. It's like the Venom suit.
It's the Venom suit. Yeah, it takes over.
Suit, yeah.
It takes over. Thank you again, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thanks
We'll
for
see you
having me.
around. We'll see you around. Welcome back to Game Day. I'm here with the champion himself, Breezy. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great. Last night was very eventful. I had a ton of fun. Celebrating my victory with everyone. I don't know. It's just good to see everybody at LAN. It's always my favorite part. And winning made it so much more special.
A two-time CCL champion, LAN champion, new S-tier champion. The accolades keep piling up for this guy.
Bingo sheet has been filled out.
Bingo sheet has been filled out. Hopefully you get to add something more illustrious to your career, which is 6 for 6 on predictions this week.
That's true.
That is true. We're going to start with 2 results that we had from Week 6. NJIT 2-0 Fairfield. We're 1 match away from becoming undefeated, second team to do it in the regular season. Do you think they'll do it?
Here's the story. Who are they playing?
They are this week. They're playing UCF Rogues.
Oh, they got that.
Yeah,
They got that.
pretty much everybody. Even yesterday was like, yeah, no, they.
I mean, they're the clear favorites to win. So
It was so corny.
they're not playing around. I was at lunch with the Katsuna, and I think it was Josh asked him, but are you gonna win CCL? Or maybe it was Shrub.
Yeah.
After gonna win CCL, he's like, it wasn't even like a question.
It's like yes, yeah.
Blind confidence there. And he played super well at LAN, so I don't know. I don't have any down NJIT, but I'm down for a little run from the Texas team.
Yes.
The Seattle Texas team. But yeah, I think NJIT will win next week.
And speaking of the Texas team that you like is playing this Texas team, who UT Dallas, who went 2-0 over SLU. How scary are the Comets looking in the postseason?
The Comets could make a little run. They look good. I think their play style fits the meta pretty well. And they've got some seasoned veterans on their team, and some good rookie energy. So I think they're gonna do well. I'm excited to watch.
Same here. We did ask before, like, which 3-3 teams you'd like to see go in. Now we have the official list of 3-3 teams.
Yeah.
Which teams do you think have the best shot at making it into the playoffs?
And then Boulder. I saw this Weston guy.
That's it.
He made it to the grand finals of the constellation bracket. This guy right here. And he's going to be playing in Launchpad next weekend too. So he's on the come up.
You need qualified.
Yeah, that's bad.
Next week.
I stayed then.
Boulder's a lock. Other than that,
I'll do it too.
I don't know. It's the Collegiate Corestrike League.
Yes. Anything could happen.
Anything is possible.
Anything can happen. Longhorn Gaming is all, as we said before, playing UT Dallas. Interstate rivalry here. Who do you think takes that one, actually?
Old Greeks. I mean, I listen. My heart and my belief is with the Boomers, with the Nerd Boomers, with the Longhorns. They're my goats. 2 of them are playing with Weston in this round of qualifications for Launchpad. They've been playing so well.
Yeah.
And I voted against them this season. And I told them, and they told me they were scrimming 2 times a week, and I had no idea. I blew my mind. These guys they want it. They want it. So I don't know. Yeah, I will never doubt them.
Dope. I did this a little out of order. I'm so sorry, Syntax. But Texas State versus UTulsa. One of these teams is going to fall. The other one is going to go into playoffs as a lower seed, probably facing off against UT or NJIT. Who do you got?
Texas State is Key Jacob, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That team. I've enjoyed that team. That's funny how many Texas teams I actually end up liking, but there's so many of them.
There's so many of them, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Texas State.
You already went with CU Boulder over Huntington.
Yep.
West Valley Storm Strikers versus Auburn A. Little west-east, southeast battle there.
Auburn A is
Tiger Slasher and a card. I would pull it up, but my phone's recording us right now.
all right. I think it's an Auburn A sweep. Okay. I'm down for Auburn A.
Okay, Auburn A. Auburn A. Lakeland versus UCF Rogs.
You guys got one about Oh, the Rogs got that one.
The Rogs got that one. Okay.
Take it, we'll get it done.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And then finally, Fairfield versus Esports at OSU. We saw some of these players. You played against
They're both
Drop
locked in the
Level.
playoffs, right?
They're both locked for caps. Yeah, they're fine. But you did play against Drop Level in the grand finals. Esports at OSU is out here this weekend.
They played so well,
They
yeah.
played very well. So I wanted to show, do a little bit of both here. What we think about this as Borg massages my shoulders.
It's an esports IOSU sweep. Shout out to Drop though, and the Stags. I love the Stags.
Shout
Yeah, shout out to OSU. Those guys played really well. It was cool to meet them. Got the Lanimal buff going into the playoffs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. The final question. As you were winning that last set of Omega Strikers last night, the beautiful campus of Cal Berkeley, what thought was going through your mind? What was your immediate emotional reaction to winning the whole dang thing?
It still kind of doesn't feel real. I was telling Ryan, shapeshifting my teammate, that I was trying to the whole time I was like, hey, you're gonna win. I was telling myself you're gonna win, and I just still couldn't fathom it. So when it happened, I was just like, hey, it's time to celebrate. It didn't feel real, and it still doesn't. So yeah, I don't know, just surreal.
I know last night you were like, I'm so tired, but I'm also so happy. I don't know what to feel right now.
Yeah.
So
it was an exhausting day for sure.
very exhausting day indeed. Well, thank you, Threezy.
Yeah, thank you
so
sir.
much.
Yeah.
It's great to see you yet again at a LAN. This is awesome.
All right.
Howdy, y'all. I just got back from LAN in Berkeley. I'm back here in Texas, so I'm very, very, very tired. But damn, I can't do this. I can't do this, bro. No. Hey there, everybody. I am finally back home from Berkeley, and I am very, very exhausted. However, I had a great time. I love seeing all of you out in LAN in Northern California. One of the highlights of my life so far. However, I shall be bringing you all the predictions that everybody else, including myself, were not able to record. 3CBs was able to record, but everybody else was not able to. So let me get y'all the predictions so far. Vaughn was the first one to respond with some predictions. Sorry, no, that was Borg. Borg was the one who put aside all the predictions. All the matches we're predicting are Texas State U Tulsa, CU Boulder versus Huntington Hawks, West Valley Storm Strikers versus Auburn A, and Lakeland versus the UCF Rogs. Those four matches are all matches between 3 and 3 teams, a win and they are in. And then the battle for second place match, UT Dallas versus UT Nerd Boom. Both these schools in the state of Texas. It's a bit of an intermetro, not Dallas metro, but Northern Texas versus Central Texas rivalry. I don't know how else to describe it. And then you got Fairfield versus Esports at OSU. Both these teams showed up at LAN and had a lot of fun there. Dropletto specifically going and getting a runner-up spot in the LAN. So here are the predictions from Borg, trying to finalize the year with a 500 regular season rating here. He goes Texas State, CU Boulder, West Valley, the UCF Rogs, UT Nerd Boom, and Fairfield. Pretty sure he would have some witty remarks about all of this stuff, but unfortunately, we can't get that right now. That's totally fine. That is totally okay. Moving on here to Vaughn. Vaughn says Texas State. That is his LAN prediction. If you understood from his recording, he did predict that Texas State would make it in. Boulder, because Robert Barron is my king. You don't need a PowerPoint presentation to explain that one. Auburn A, so Borg and I differ somewhere. Fair. Lakeland, because UCF hates me. I don't want to get into the lore there. UT Nerd Boom, Mr. Flambeau is my father, except when I'm on Dubu. Again, I really don't want to have to unpack that. And OSU, because Peanut Goat Enjoyer. Shout out Peanut Enjoyer. I actually have some peanut butter and chocolate lovers trail mix that I got at HEB, and it's very good. Not sponsored, but it's very good. I should give some to Peanut Enjoyer the next time I see them. Next up here is Kenneth K-Bot. K-Bot said UTulsa, CU Boulder, because surely they will not let me down this week. Auburn A, let's go Tigers, rooting for this team in the playoffs. Good job, Borg. Rogs, sorry again to Soren and co. Game number 5, UT Nerdboom, coming off a huge confidence-boosting win over St. Clair last week. Nikki Middleton with a generational performance in Game 3 to get it done. Hook 'em horns, says K-Bot, not me. K-Bot said that. Game 6, Fairfield, love both these teams, but antler up, baby. Love that confidence here from K-Bot. And finally, from me, I've got my own predictions as well, done before Texas State and UTulsa played on Monday. Texas State, CU Boulder, Auburn A, Lakeland, UT Nerdboom, and Fairfield. Let's go down the list as we go. I thought Texas State would beat UTulsa because of the Q Jacob difference. This team has been to the playoffs before. UTulsa is still slowly building that up. I still think, despite them losing this past Monday, that they will be able to get there next season. They have the tools and everything there to get to that point next season. I wish them luck in the future. CU Boulder. I mean, come on. Do I even have to say anything? It's the altitude difference. CU Boulder by 1,000,000. Auburn A. Let's go Auburn A. Can't wait to see what y'all do in playoffs. I believe Auburn A has made 3 of the last 4 playoffs. I could be wrong there, though. They're pretty good. I think Lakeland can make it in just as long as they all talk to each other. Every team talks to each other. I think we'll be good. Soren was really, really pumped to get Witchings back in the lineup potentially for playoffs. So they got to win, and they got to get in over the UCF Frogs to make that happen. I think they can do that. UT Nerdboom goes and gets the dub over UC Dallas. The Comets have been surging this season. They've shown, kind of become a dark horse, if you will. But UT Nerdboom has a really, really good squad on their shoulders, and this is their last year to kind of show off what they can do in playoffs. Give me the Longhorns. I will not say hook 'em, though. Finally, I think Fairfield will win the land buff from Dropletto. Strages and Phoenix will be just going crazy. A lot of experience as well. But you could probably also say the same thing for esports at OSU. They learned a lot. They got some surprising upsets. They got some really, really good matches and looks on LAN as well. And this LAN was the first one to have two different teams make it into the finals of an S tier. So look, the gate is open. I think Fairfield and the Stags will get it done. However, I would not be surprised if OSU pulls a little bit of an upset here against their East Coast rivals. Thank you guys so much for watching CCL Game Day. It's been a pleasure recording these all season. Why did I say recording? We're live, I swear. We are totally live. Syntix, can you edit that part out? Anyway, very happy to meet of so many of you on LAN this past weekend, and we will see you in playoffs. Adios, y'all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Week 7 of the Collegiate Corestrike League. I am once again joined by Too Soon. How's it going?
Oh, Ether, it's going great because it's another week of CCL, and we have an extremely important and entertaining game in front of us. The Fairfield Stags, the underdog team that stole everybody's heart, versus esports at OSU, which they had an extremely respectable run at the LAN this past Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, notably that was with Laplacian OS, and this time we have Zunicore in his stead, but keep in mind, this exact roster was the roster that I believe actually took third last season in CCL.
Yeah, and I mean, they're absolutely no team to scoff at, but so are the Fairfield Stags, who have shown time and time again that they cannot be underestimated. And going into this this first round here, it's a rapid fire prize fighter start on the AtLab, slick kicks on the side of Osu, and there's Mag Souls for Fairfield.
Yeah, double slick kicks, double mag souls, and the prize fighter is only picked up by Zunicore. Everyone else opting for rapid fire that not only core control, but solid damage menace. And if we just took a look at the bans here, right, Peanut Enjoyer's signature Estelle taken away, and then on the opposite side, actually targeting EDA Phoenix's Juno, kind of taking him off this comfort pick that he is known for.
Yeah, but Asher in the goal box, pretty solid. 1-1. Wilfair is equalized, but it's Osu striking first, getting both of them down here. Peanut Enjoyer with the core trying to set it forward, but a nice path splitter from EDA Phoenix. They're finally getting the clear here. Strages, unfortunately, his portals are being stepped on. Peanut Enjoyer with an incredible glitch pop for stepping on the portals to completely defuse the offense of the Stags, and then a beautiful read on the glitch pop to secure the goal.
Yeah, well played overall by Osu. And another thing to note about with this draft is Aimi, another pick that Strages is very well known for and very comfortable, and that is also denied away. So I think overall, from a character standpoint, Osu did a great job. Now it's just a question to see whether or not they can actually capitalize, or if the Stags can kind of take it back.
Yeah, Osu trying to fight back here. A great banish from Strages, getting everyone out of there, but not long for this world. But nice pass to Dropletto, forcing the flip. And Names gets the clear. Nice burst from Zunicore. Now it's even. Both barriers gone, but a nice burst from Phoenix. It's going around the world. A beautiful secondary from the Finny. Names H very confident in this pick, got praised by Vaughn, and it is showing, but there's the sentry turret, and it's too much to handle even through the barrier beam. Zunicore punching it in.
Yeah, unfortunately, if EDA Phoenix was able to hold that for even a moment longer, Dropletto would have been in range to potentially flip and look for some sort of clear. Now, down 0-2, they still have a flip to work with, but they have a lot of miles to catch up on.
A lot of miles, but a burn flip to trade the barriers is a good start for them. Dropletto with the core here, but can't hold on to it for long with all the abilities in his face. Zunicore, a beautiful strike around EDA Phoenix. Both barriers down for the Stags. It is OSU in the driver's seat. Dropletto with a nice setup, but Names AH has the read, but can't read that portal. They equalize. Death's touch, the whiplash, but that was actually the pendulum swing. Dropletto, very well played from him.
Yeah, swing and a hit indeed by Dropletto. And now, looking at the energy, it's roughly even, slightly Osu favored. And with the way they've just kind of been moving around this map so well, it looks very dangerous for Stags. And in particular, Dropletto is taking so much damage. The barriers both dropping. And now this set looks all but over in favor of Osu.
Yeah, but it is with Dropletto with the core here. Strage is backing him up to boot. They just have to keep it away from Zunicore, who has a flip. Dropletto not long for this world. The Stags completely on the back foot, but a beautiful TP from Strages forces one flip. Needed to defuse this offense here. Strages forcing it. Big finish out and confirm the core is not able to get anywhere for Osu, but the power play might help that out. Nice barrier beam, and they're still not flipping, but it's not needed. Zunicore finding the finishing angle, and that is OSU taking the first set.
Yeah, I think actually that flip was needed because it was a hit stun on EDA Phoenix, who otherwise may have even grabbed the core there. Now, with Zunicore first pick, I think the Stagger Swagger is a pretty big deny if he goes for it, just because of the fact that they're putting out so much damage onto Dropletto, and they don't even deny it. They take the size, which is good, but now Dropletto gets the Stagger Swagger, can continue to live. Prime time, great for more damage, also a good deny, but then there's the Twin Drive on Strages now, right? So a lot of great picks for the Stags overall, and I'd like to say I think they maybe very slightly won this draft.
Yeah, very slightly. That Twin Drive is going to help Strages survive as well. What OSU has been doing so well is that they've been focusing one individual, getting them out of the plays entirely, and then that just puts so much more pressure on EDA Phoenix, who isn't even on their standard pick here. Barriers equalized. A beautiful defense, though, for the Stags. Dropletto with a nice hook, but unfortunately not going to find its mark on the barrier. Whiplash, though, that will secure it, and he still has the core. Peanut Enjoyer finally intercepting it away from him. And on the other side of the field, it's Zunicore, the one who's staggered here out of nowhere. Strages burning all the cooldowns here, and it's a pseudo power play, really, for the Stags. Dropletto with the core. Zunicore, though, very healthy, up and at it, but they still have a barrier to work with. This big finish to defuse the offense. And OSU, it's a pretty slow start for them, all things considered.
Yeah, pretty slow. No second barrier taken just yet. There's that Firewall Sentry. Doesn't drop the barrier. Strage is taking a lot of damage, but Zunicore as well. There's a great pillar in the corner. Good flip out by Names AH. But now, the core, it just for a moment went to the other side. Another good pillar, and this time the Death Touch. Dropletto, really good play. He has his flip. He just needs a pass. The big finish goes backwards, but still no way to capitalize off it. And a great Bell Ringer takes Dropletto off the map, and now Zunicore, Peanut Enjoyer, they need to capitalize off this power play. Names AH barely grabs the core, but not time as Strages finds it.
Strages, that Twin Drive paying off tenfold, able to get very superior positioning, and Names AH just did not have enough movement speed to deal with that one-on-one situation. Very clutch play from Strages when the Stags needed it most.
Yeah, taking the Stag by its horn is what OSU is not doing at this point. Now, one barrier apiece, a flip in the corner from Peanut Enjoyer, counterflip by EDA Phoenix, unfortunately slightly flubbed, and that's the second barrier falling. Dropletto looking to make some sort of breakaway. The big finish interrupting his momentum only momentarily, and a clear down to Peanut Enjoyer allows OSU to reset the play.
A reset and score in quick conjecture. Phoenix and Strages, they were standing on top of each other there. Quite unfortunate, and that top side was just free for the taking.
Yeah, I think OSU has kind of been capitalizing really well when they're being given space by the Stags, but there are a lot of times where the Stags, they are knowing that, yeah, we need to take this space, and I think that's what's been helping them get some of the points that they've been getting.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking space with creations and their bodies as we see Zunicore just in the thick of it. Burning flip and securing that second barrier. Strages and EDA Phoenix both extremely low. Strages had to burn flip to live there, and that is an extremely good trade for OSU as the core just slips by. Unfortunate from EDA Phoenix, not expecting that bounce, and was slowed by the barrier beam.
Yeah, tough. Every Asher has that happen to them, right? As it just barely slides around, and now we are getting pretty close to OSU being up 2 sets. That's another double barrier in favor of OSU. Dropletto, Strages on this offense have to figure out a way to get it back. The breakthrough burn in the corner. A clear right back into the turret. Unfortunate by EDA Phoenix. And that's OSU up 2 sets.
I mean, there wasn't much space for EDA Phoenix to work with in the first place. OSU, the snowball is real with them, and they're going to look to snowball even harder here. I'm seeing not too many Gigabits picks besides that Deadeye on the Finny, which is being covered, and Rasmus, definitely not a person who's very, happy to deny that, so it's going to fall in the hands of Names.
Yeah. First things first, right? The stacks is already taken away from taken away by Peanut Enjoyer, so a lot of speed offered in this midfield. But on the other side, we see Among Titans go to Strages, and a lot of size go over to Dropletto, and now Dropletto with Stagger Swagger and effectively 3 size awakenings. That is really big.
Really big. Dropletto's going to have to put in some extra work but unfortunately banished a little too late, and that's one barrier down for the Stags. OSU still with the core, but Zunicore is actually staggered here, so we'll have to see how the Stags can play this. Zunicore retreating, going to get orbs, and the Whiplash. It's sad, boys, but Zunicore, okay, we'll take that, but the barriers fall in quick succession for the Stags. It is now an open barrier situation for OSU, something they have seen quite often, in a beautiful blink from Peanut and Joyer. Unreal premonition, and they get this first goal in this third set.
Yeah, I think this Aimee has been doing so much work with how she's been positioning, how she's been using abilities, right? Because not only do we have these offensive blinks that have been catching these more or less stray cores or these rebounds, we've also had a lot of really good glitch pops to catch these passes from Strages to Dropletto.
Yeah, and the coordination has just been stellar for OSU. They're finding power plays, they're running interference, they're cutting the passes. Dropletto, he's going to die eventually, but he was able to dodge the projectiles. Nice portal from Strages, trying to hold on for dear life. The passing, trying to set up Zunicore, who's just walking in to all these bodies, and it's working. He picked up Spectrating, so that's even going to make it more effective. But the Stags, they're able to find two barriers in quick succession here, and they have a flip to work with. But Zunicore, he's walking, he's stalking that core. He just walks up and punches it in through Phoenix.
Yeah, tough play there, right? Especially with Dropletto also losing that recovery drone at the end of that point. That means he doesn't have it here, and with how much he's been getting damage dumped, he really needs it.
Yeah, and these banishes from Strages, they've been so good, but it's only offering momentary relief. The core is not finding the clear. Dropletto in the corner, though, will find a barrier, and we're in a familiar situation. Phoenix flipping early, a wise choice. The Strages can't get the rebound off the core. Sad boy's gone right for Zunicore as it's both barriers down for the Stags. Dropletto can't hold on to the core, but Names AH can't find the strike, so it's an open barrier situation, but that's just an unwinnable situation if you're EDA Phoenix. And esports at OSU, they take this first set in a pretty convincing fashion, Ether.
Yeah, first game going over to OSU. I think the other thing there at the end of that game, that strike shot being used right there to try and keep the core forward, a little bit of a mistake. I mean, it's not something you'd really recognize in the moment unless you have a lot of experience, and that was the reason that Peanut and Joyer was able to get such a free opportunity to flip there, as that strike shot probably should have been saved to kind of run interruption. Now keep in mind, this is Fairfield's map pick. And while it is a map that is comfortable for a lot of people, it looked very dominant in favor of OSU. And now going over to Clarion Test Chamber, anything you think we should change from the side of Fairfield?
I mean, honestly, I think that game was kind of unfortunate for them. It really was sort of decided off draft, right? They weren't able to play their comfortable picks. They were getting run over by this X who had such a strong build with the built diff and the spec training, right? They were just bullying Strages and Phoenix in the back line there. What X is known for, the damage was just flowing so nicely. And even when drafting Awakenings, both of them, it was pick denies every time, sometimes both for these players. And there was really no opportunity for the Stags to find their footing. But I think something that could be worked on is we can't allow Zunicore to run over EDA Phoenix, because Strage's banishes were simply not enough, because unfortunately the best way to counter Rune is just to stand on top of his portals, which was happening quite often.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think the other thing is also find a way to deal with Peanut and Joyer, right? Because it looks like Peanut and Joyer has been getting a lot of these really well-timed rebound catches. They've been doing pretty well in kind of stopping these passes, and I think maybe we can look towards seeing if Strages can emulate some of that, right? Look for these passes from between Zunicore and Peanut and Joyer and stop them from happening.
Yeah, that's something that Zunicore was doing really well. He was not only just causing chaos in front of the goal box, but he was running interference and cutting the circulation of the passes extremely well. Oftentimes, when the Stags were trying to push offense, it was only one person in the corner and two people on the defense for OSU, and it's really hard to make something happen without that support of another player. And it's hard to offer that support when Zunicor's just standing on top of you saying, Alex, go give it to you. You know what I mean?
Well, one thing's for certain, X will not be giving it to anyone this game, as first, following the Osu Juno ban, Fairfield bans the X away, and now Julie is actually going to be picked for Zunicore. This actually leaves Aimee open for Strages in case he wants to opt for it, but this brawler pool is starting to get a little pinched, but the opposing brawler being Dropletto, I don't think they can realistically pinch them at this point.
Yeah, and the Juno target ban for EDA Phoenix, we'll have to see if he opts for the Asher once more, or maybe another melee goalie that can fare into this Juliet better. Maybe a Dubu or an Atlas. I don't know. But the Aimee is going to get picked up here for Strages. That's very, very good. What Peanut Enjoyer was doing very well last game was supporting Zunicore with the firewall sentries. And interestingly enough, for Fairfield, we see a Finny.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with EDA Phoenix's Finny, assuming that's where this is going. Interested to see how it plays out, right? Because with Juliet being first picked for Zunicore, Finny Aimee means there's going to be so much damage dumped, and now we see this Estelle that was banned last game return for Peanut Enjoyer.
Peanut Enjoyer, that is the trademark pick. Very competent. And Juliet Estelle, that's a really powerful duo. I mean, they're lore partners, but just in game as well, they both complement each other very well, with Estelle's far range supporting capabilities and Juliet's raw stuffing power. And final two goalie picks here, I'm assuming for EDA is that Asher, and for names are hard, it's going to be that Atlas.
Maybe not the Asher for EDA Phoenix, as that would likely put one of Aimee or Finny in the brawler position, which is not, to say the least, a meta pick, right? So most likely we're running something like that Finny goalie with Aimee Asher as that forward duo, and then Atlas going over to Name's Age, which is a lot clearer of a pick in this case.
Yeah, a lot clearer. If it is, like you said, Ether, it's going to be interesting to see how EDA pilots that Finny. It is similar-ish to Juno in the sense that, well, at least it's not a melee goalie, but Finny goalie is hard, extremely difficult to pilot and get value out of, right? Because it's so easy to miss your cards. It's confusing when to secondary, when to ult, and that's a lot to give a relatively new goalie.
Yeah. And moment of truth, we are not seeing anything like this Dropletto Finny. But yeah, so double mag souls for Fairfield, slick kicks for Peanut Enjoyer with pummelers on Zunicore. Zunicore the only one opting for Adrenaline Rush while everyone else goes Reverberation.
Reverb, just a really safe pick here. I mean, that's a lot of CDR you are given and the option to scale with the Spark of Resilience. And we have the very famous Bouncy Castle map and a nice pick from Dropletto, able to force the expanse and find one barrier here. It's even a piece, but Zunicore was just dribbling finesse in the midfield. That stalled the power play so well, and the Fairfield Stags were not able to capitalize.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a near barrier hit for EDA Phoenix. Thankfully, it is saved thanks to some awkward bounces. And now the Stags are looking to turn this around, but no, Peanut Enjoyer catches the rebound, and an awkward bounce off the middle goal gate means that Zunicore is the one to dash punch it in.
Awkward punch, sure, but Zunicore was also moved, and that pushed him into punch range. just a series of unfortunate events for the Stags. Looking to regroup here on the invisibility map. This is side streets if you're a beta enjoyer, but one barrier down for the Stags, looking to make it two with Zunicore, but the dash not connecting. Nice defense so far, but it can't hold on indefinitely. Offense still continuing, but Dropletto with the breakthrough, securing that first barrier, setting up Strages nicely. There's that sentry turret, not able to find anything. Awkward angle for it. And the flips are coming up, a Soren angle to dodge that beam. And the Fairfield Stags were able to navigate the defense here. Just kidding.
And you say they navigate the defense, but unfortunately, they do not, as a dash punch from Zunicore comes through, and worse than that is Dropletto burns the flip trying to kill Peanut Enjoyer and doesn't even manage to finish it off.
Yeah, but they still have two flips to play with, and they're able to find one cheeky barrier off the central expanse here, but they need to find two, right? This is a two-barrier map. The first barrier is always fake. Fiesta flips in the top corner, and Strage is almost dying, but once again, the core is just in sort of a neutral state here with the creation stuffing things out.
Yeah, and flip out there by Peanut Enjoyer, not really getting anything. The middle has now been opened and ready to be reactivated by either team. Not yet activated as Dropletto's trying to push it forward with the Pat Splitter, the glitch pop down to Dropletto again. The middle finally activated and Dropletto in this corner. Signature Bozo corner offense finds the second barrier and a great glitch pop out by Strages to find the goal.
Beautiful glitch pop, 1 in a million angle, and names AH. We saw that trick card question. I don't think anyone could have anticipated that.
Yeah, definitely caught in some shock. A good KO attempt out by the Osu forward duo. Not yet finding it though. They take one barrier for their troubles at least. And looking to find the second, they finally do thanks to that Crystal Thorns. Names AH grabbing the center. And now Dropletto just has to run back and play defense for a bit. A great breakthrough kill, and now he wants to find at least one barrier with that power play, but there is so much good stalling coming up by Names AH and Zunicore.
Good stalling, and Zunicore picking up a kill of their own. The power play has been reversed, and that Adrenaline is propped, and scary big finish to stall some time, but Names AH has pushed up to the midfield with the flip, piercing shot, not able to find its mark, and somehow, some way, the Stags hold on, and Names AH had to use that flip. An extremely potent defense here. Sentry turret buying more time, and the core is finally gone out into dead space. Beautiful defense from the Stags, but they can't activate that offense. Dash punch, finding another kill onto Strages. EDA Phoenix winning the strike wars into the flurry, and the ad rush has finally gone down, but a nice pass from Peanut Enjoyer, and that is the first set taken by OSU.
Yeah, and that came off of two really clutch kills by Zunicore. Both times on Strages, and now Strages needs to be very careful as the heavy impact will likely fall to this Juliet and make her a real threat alongside the Pummelers. And with the Adrenaline Rush,
oh my goodness,
that makes things pretty dangerous. But no, heavy impact denied away. The Spark of Reason taken to scale. Rapid Fire, Timeless picked up. Primetime also picked up. These are some pretty big pickups for the Stags, but I don't think that Osu's pickups are anything to slough at either.
Definitely not, but the defining moment of that draft is Dropletto skipping both Primetime and Rapid Fire, two of Asher's best awakenings, to deny that Juliet. We'll have to see if that pays off, because Zunicore has been finding these kills so easily, just like that. Strages flies too close to the sun again, and it is a power play for OSU, but a blunder from AH, he loses the core, and Dropletto is able to equalize. So a very dangerous situation diffused by Dropletto, and OSU looking to reactivate this offense here. Passing plays a big finish to reset this offense. Strages into the corner, but a nice expanse saying no to all that offensive pressure. EDA Phoenix with a flip in the face of the flurry and the dash punch, but the core slips by. Names AH, bottom corner, but Zunicore, an unfortunate angle from EDA Phoenix, sets it up perfectly, and Dropletto is able to find a kill. Power play securing that second barrier here. Strages with the blink, and a nice expanse from Names AH. Power play still on, 4-3 seconds. Dropletto looking low, and Peanut Enjoyer back online here. Core going red, Dropletto getting staggers. OSU with all the momentum in a beautiful Celestial intervention, saving Zunicore. It's gone from bad to worse for the Stags, but they just need to stall for some time. The question is, how much time can they stall for? As the Core goes red with an astral projection, and the momentum just never let up for OSU.
Unfortunately, not enough time, right? Every time you would think, okay, the Stags, they finally clear this Core. No, OSU, they keep catching these rebounds again and again, and it's just so lethal how much pressure they're putting on.
Yeah, they're working this Core in mysterious ways. I mean, Zunicore making it look easy, and the flip in the face of the goalie. My gosh, that is a forward brawler masterclass.
Yeah, Zunicore showing that, hey, maybe he is the core to this team's performance, and finds not only another kill, but another goal, and we are one away from OSU once again going up 2 sets.
2 sets and another insanely clutch Celestial intervention. Beautiful Thorns from Peanut Enjoyer. OSU, they're not letting kills get off a break for the Stags here. Pass splitter committed, buying time for the defense. Dropletto with the Core. Every cooldown expended, and it's finally to clear. But it's Names AH. Patience punished with that glitch pop here. And Strages with an unfortunate blink. EDA Phoenix clearing bot side, and there's a flip. Walking up, and it's a goalie kill found by Dropletto. Now the OSU esports team, they have to go back, and Dropletto intercepts that pass clear. It's both players down for a long time if you're the Stags here, and they need to make something happen with it. But that Core, it's in the hands of OSU once again, and they don't need much to make their possessions deadly.
Yeah, and Dropletto nearly taken off the map with the size from the middle. Flip out by EDA Phoenix, but oh no, I think it might have been a MOBA moment as it was hit right back.
Oh, MOBA moments indeed. That is why I'm a Wassid enjoyer. Really heartbreaking way to let that go, especially when you went the farthest you've had, getting both barriers down. Very scary picks here. Perfect form on that Juliet, and Twin Drive not being denied. That is Monu, Twin Drive Atlas. And when the Core has been in the face of Names, he's done such a great job of clearing it, reactivating this offense, and Twin Drive Monu is only going to make that job easier.
On the other hand, we have Super Surge Aimee, we have Stinger on Finny. That is a lot of damage, and Dropletto also denied away the spark of agility to make sure that Peanut Enjoyer couldn't get even more stagger.
Yeah, so we might see a switch to a KO-oriented play here for the Stags, instead of Dropletto looking for cheeky breakthrough barrier beams. And so far, the Stags, they're in control, forcing Celestial intervention early here, but my gosh, Zunicore punishing the most unfortunate of positionings, but a nice clear from EDA Phoenix. That's a lot of time killed. Strage is not able to find the mark on the blink here. Big finish, stalling for time. Dropletto's back online. That's a power play diffused, and Zunicore is looking extremely low, but Flip is online. Core is still in dangerous territory. Flip not burned here, and that is Zunicore staggered. Dropletto not able to find that Core with the strike shot here, and it's Peanut Enjoyer playing ping pong in the corner, but Zunicore finally dropping. It's a power play now for the Stags. Their awakenings have been providing some value here, forcing the flip from Peanut Enjoyer, but they can't get it upfield. It's incredible, the defense of OSU down a man.
Yeah, and Strages good to survive that dash punch. The Celestial intervention not intervening soon enough as Peanut Enjoyer is taken off the map. This Firewall Sentry on the top side, but Zunicore keeps winning these interactions against Strages and finally clears it to that opposite side. The second barrier falls in favor of Osu, and now Zunicore is waiting in front of the net of EDA Phoenix. That dash punch missed, but the Crystal Thorns, almost so good. EDA Phoenix seems to be so careful. Flip, and that's Peanut Enjoyer.
Peanut Enjoyer coming up huge for the offense of OSU. Zunicore was completely out of it, running around to get orbs, and Peanut Enjoyer had that Core, manipulated it so well with the abilities, and that's something you need. Hero moments like that But unfortunately, a tragic blunder, starting too close to the edge, but Twin Drive Manu saving the double barrier, but the two ults committed, flip, burned, and Names the H saving the McDouble, activating offense, pushing to midfield, forcing a flip is Zunicore, and the big finish coming out, backfiring though, and that's one barrier apiece, make that two with a beautiful dash, punch, not able to find that second barrier, the goal. EDA Phoenix wise to use that flip here, and it's Zunicore looking worse for wear. Celestial Intervention, I know that's on cooldown. The Fairfield Stags need to put their damage to use if they need to find any sort of advantage here.
Yeah, they put their damage to great use as Peanut and Joy was too low to help Names AH with that defense, and then they dropped that second barrier. A lot of damage on Dropletto, pass up to Strages, and it stays up near Strages. Both brawlers looking so low. Dropletto the first to stagger, and that needs to be so careful with his positioning not to die to a straight piercing shot or a straight astral projection. Zunicore is the one who's looking for him right now. The dash misses, a good strike out by Strages, and now in this defense, they need to look so good. It nearly hits the center and goes in. Oh, Dropletto's so good, and now the stagger goes onto Zunicore as Dropletto just recovers his HP. And Peanut and Joy, he is looking for a Rose Warp play against EDA Phoenix, doesn't yet find it. A great cyber swipe, keeping the core forward. It returns to the other side, it just keeps going back and forth. Neither side is letting up.
Neither side is letting up, and a beautiful flip from Names Edge. Saving disaster. Heartbreak for the Stags. They need to find another opportunity like that. But the core guts. Oh no! Whipped strike, whipped positioning. Oh, heartbreak for the Stags once more.
Yeah, and I think if it were for nothing else, that blow may have been a staggering one for the Stags. But hey, they're striking back in kind as they find the double barrier, and perhaps more as the pass down to Strages, an accidental own barrier, and perhaps a second one, a good clear out by EDA Phoenix to buy some time. Dropletto now falling back to help with this defense. Zunicore finding the second barrier but paying for it with his life. Peanut and Joy needs to finish this, and he does with a nutty shot.
Garfield! Garfield, you had energy burst! A beautiful piercing shot, but it ultimately could have been saved. Still though, OSU in complete control from start to finish. Hero plays, beautiful flips, beautiful capitalizations, some errors in the goal box from the Stags, but I mean OSU, they piled on the pressure from start to finish.
Yeah, first game, a pretty big core control masterclass, and yes, there were quite a few KOs via damage. This one just finding the picks, and you can see on the other side, there were a lot of KOs. It's just alongside finding these picks, OSU were able to capitalize off of those picks and take barriers, take goals more often than the Stags.
Now, more often, I mean, the defense, right? 8 kills to 5 power plays in the favor of the Stags, more often than not, but the core just could never get through this Atlas. It could never get through this Estelle with their positioning, with the Rose Warps, with the projectiles. And once Zunicore or once Peanut Enjoyer came back online, it was just beautiful synchronization of those cooldowns punishing the mistakes, and OSU, they show why they qualified, and now they move up, I believe, to 5-2, and they're extremely happy because I believe this gives them the path to dodge NJIT, the longest in playoffs, and it's a well-earned victory for them at that.
Yeah, for sure. The winner of this, especially because of how dominant NJIT looks, winning this means that you probably dodge NJIT for quite a while, right? Now, Fairfield Stags falling down to 4-3, hey, no guarantee that they could kind of have a similar path and dodge NJIT for some time, but it really depends on seeding at this point, and seeding is something that the next match of the day will also be telling us. GMU versus Fuel Esports. But before we get to that, there will be a short break. See ya. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second and final series today, where we have the GMU Patriots taking on Fuel Esports. I'm once again joined by Too Soon. How's it going?
It's doing great, Ether. We were gone for like, what, 15 minutes? And nothing has changed in that time, man. But this game, we are seeing Fuel Esports. Oh my god, esports. Fuel Esports versus the George Mason Patriots. And this is an extremely important game to determine seeding, right? Which will ultimately affect the playoff bracket and who you go against. And it's always better to win than to lose. On this AtLab map, we are seeing Vice and other characters come out. My screen went blank for a moment. Aimi, Asher, Kazan, very typical picks here for both sides.
Yeah, important thing to note is that we have Spartan moving back to goalie and Wiggly Wobbly coming in to play the brawler position here, as it looks like Blue Boy has been rotated out. And on the opposite side, Equal Equations up and down and Sistane playing here. Interesting thing to note, though, is that the Now is actually picked over the Aimi for Sistane. Sistane, I think, a lot more familiar with this Aimi.
Yeah, familiar, but Sistane has been playing some games with the Now, and so far it is, well, it's now equal barrier situation here, but George Mason, they quickly find two. There's a supernova in the face of everybody, but the core goes wide, not for long though, with the X Maximus punching it through. And I mean, the Patriots kind of just took over with those ults there at the end.
Yeah, for sure. But layering those ults like that means that now we're back to a pretty even playing field, perhaps soon to be uneven, as Fuel is waiting for ults of their own, and that's one barrier already falling in favor of the Patriots. Perhaps to take a second as Wiggly Wobbly and Rabies continuing to keep this offense forward.
Yeah, nice crooked leverage, but eject button covering all the angles. These chips have been finding extreme value, sending that core red. Very dangerous. Offense continuing to activate, but a nice supernova to diffuse all the pressure here. Nice interference also by Wiggly Wobbly in that corner. They can't keep the core in that unhappy spot, and that's up and down, looking extremely worse for wear. But Sistine able to get the second bear, almost finding the goal as well, and it's the crooked leverage in the end. Will play it by up and down to steal that core away.
Yeah, crooked leverage, press the point, finding it down for that point. Now, another thing to note, right, Wiggly Wobbly coming in, he was, I think, probably one of the biggest stars of this GMU roster last season when they performed very well. I think, if I recall correctly, ending top 6. I believe St. Clair was that 4th place over them. Now coming back for the end of the season, perhaps even playoffs, this GMU roster looks a lot stronger than they did towards the start of the season.
And it is showing with both barriers down here on the side of Fuel. And beautiful pass plays, Equal Equations getting into position early and a beautiful clear. Pacer with his life, X Maximus popped. There's the Thunderstruck, but Sistane wins the Strike War. And that's all the pressure gone for now. Up and down, stalls out the flip. The Black Hole coming in clutch as well. And Equal Equations back online, but up and down, looking worse for wear here. Kazan has some survivability built into that kick, but Wiggly Wobbly has been very dangerous. Bell Ringer not enough, sustained with the flip, nice crooked leverage, but unfortunately the core is still in the possession of the Patriots here. Thunderstruck not able to find its mark. Sustain has been running beautiful defense from the player that we have expected to see at the least, but unfortunately the bounce and the flip was too far, and the George Mason Patriots, they were able to convert in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, contrary to his name, he's unable to sustain the defensive prowess, missing that flip there, and that might be pretty costly for Fuel Esports. Sistane is taking so much damage, heals up, you know, that is that now a capability up and down with a topspin to keep the core alive for now. One barrier apiece, Sistane taking so much damage, has to fall back for the orb, but not falling back in time, and now up and down has to keep this core alive in the midfield, but it is looking very tough as that's that second barrier falling.
Barrier beam goes wide, and they somehow hold on in the face of 3. Sustain back online, but the offense still in the favor of GM the Patriot. Oh my god. Top spin finds the kill there, and it's a power play now for Fuel. They've been on the wrong side of it now, but they can't find that second barrier. Beautiful patience from Spartan. That's that prowess of the goalie. Sentry turret coming out here, and a nice barrier beam to hold on for now. Up and down, worse for wear, and dies. My goodness, the power plays have been going back and forth, and the Patriots have activated once more. Barrier beam around the world. The core goes, and a nice patience with the power cord. And I mean, the cross-up is just so strong in that situation, and unfortunately, Fuel cannot hold on long enough.
Yeah, where Rabies couldn't find it, Wiggly Wobbly does, as that 1v2 is pretty dangerous. And now this X perhaps rewarded with the spec training, maybe just starting to spark scale, because, or it could just leave the sparks for Vice, right? Since everyone else went Big Fish.
Yeah, Spark being denied by Up and Down. Wise choice. We do not want to have to deal with the mayor in addition to all the pressure that's being output by the Patriots here. But a prize fighter, a really scary consolation pick for this Vice.
Yeah, pretty strong. And Rabies, being a player no stranger to KO comps, perhaps could look for more of these KOs here. Up and Down already taking so much damage with no evade and more damage stacked on him.
Oh my gosh!
Just absolutely erased from the map. The Axe Maximus not even needed. And now this Pat Splitter trying to keep the core, you know, making sure it stays away from that defensive barrier.
Yeah, well, the power play good for the Patriots. They find 2. Up and Down back online, trying to find 1. Can't do it in the midst of all those abilities here around the world. The core girls, it's stopped, stuck in the midfield now, favor of Fuel, and they're just trying to finesse, and they're able to find the 1 there with that patience, but the cooldown's back online for the Patriots. Thunderstruck, dodged by Equal Equations, dangerous territory, great breakthrough, Fenn's top side, and the Patriots hold on for long, but Sustain not able to hold on to their life. It's another power play here for the Patriots. They've been finding so many of them, and they've picked great characters to find these power plays in the first place. But a nice crooked leverage from Up and Down, equalizing the barriers, open barrier situation for both teams. But, I mean, they can't, never mind, they can navigate the defense. Oh my gosh, Ether, I keep getting proved wrong with these KOs being found left and right.
Yeah, KO them. Wise words said by someone. Rabies nearly finding that goal. A great breakthrough out by Equal Equations. And now we're finally 3v3, looking for some sort of way to get the core through. A good save out by Equal Equations and Sustain as the core stops from going into the goal. Another Pat Splitter.
Oh, no!
The Pat Splitter gives in. Then it takes as Wiggly Wobbly finds the goal.
Unrelenting pressure with all the damage and all the knockback of these abilities has Splitter unfortunately griefing in the end. It was a valiant attempt. Equal Equations has been so strong in the goal box in these power play positions, and it's a cheeky McDouble found here by Fuel. Traded for 1 is the Patriots, and they still have the core. Full rush going wide, but holding onto it is Wiggly Wobbly, trying to set up some sort of offense here. Corner pressure. There's the sentry turret, and it's still going. Gone. It's a flip in the face, and the bell ringer to secure it. And that is the Patriots not letting up in the corner.
Yeah, it's not just the corner, right? There was that firewall sentry layered on top of everything to make sure that there was no outclear even possible for the Fuel. And we need to see more of that from Spartan if they want to close this set out cleanly. 1 barrier taken in favor of Fuel, but they can't let up on the gas at this point.
They can't let up, and they're quick to equalize here. Back passing, retaining the control of this core. Offense being activated on a whim. All characteristics of this George Mason team. But good interference being run by Up and Down. A better bell ringer. And that is another power play found. If it's not brute force through dumping of abilities, it's just stray hits. A nice barrier beam. There's that second barrier taken, though. And Fuel Esports, they're glad to defuse a power play and take that. But the Chain Lightning able to find the barrier in a beautiful flip to set up Wiggly Wobbly. And that is George Mason going up 2-0.
Yeah, clean decision making there out by Spartan, recognizing that you can't really brute force it there when there's 3 up there, and finding the pass to this X. Now, we do see a lot of really great awakenings for both sides. X could potentially pick up this 1-2 punch, built diff, not wanting to deny the heavy impact from their own Vice, and wanting to scale with the size and taking it away from Kazan. Timeless on Aimi means that Monu should fall to now, especially with the heavy impact denied away. But no, opts for the Among Titans, right? Interesting pickup here, not wanting the creation size and instead deciding, let's give up and down even more size and perhaps look for some sort of more core control focused win con with the speed.
Yeah, with the speed and primetime Kazan able to manipulate that core. But I mean, we're seeing the power of the awakenings that were picked up by Wiggly and Rabies. Deadeye Vice and Built Diff. Big Fish, Spec Training X. I mean, the damage is just insurmountable, even with the sustain from now. And up and down has been staggered for the good portion of this set so far. One barrier falling, the pressure mounting, Spartan pushing up in the midfield, not able to find anything with it though, and an easy out clear found by George Mason. Still raging is the offense as the bell ringer picks up 1 kill, Supernova in the corner, and the flip diffused by Equal Equations. They keep holding on, but the power play continues. Spartan blinking up at the wrong moment, and that's a stray barrier taken. But Wiggly Wobbly responding in kind and up and down. He just came back and he's already close to staggered. And it's just unbelievable from the Patriots. There's just no opportunity for Fuel Esports to breathe.
Yeah, Fuel Esports getting suffocated by the Patriots. And not just in damage, but also just the raw core control, right? I was saying maybe Sustain looks for that core control win con, but how can you when a lot of these interactions are being lost to stuff like the X Maximus, stuff like the Power Chord, right? You think of these as typical damage abilities, but they're doing so much for core control.
Yeah, because they're finding value
Once again
for damage and control. The Chain Lightning of the Power Chord, finding that cheeky goal here, and George Mason has been in the driver's seat from start to finish, up in energy, because Fuel Esports has been using their bars, just trying to live, and it's not been working. Up and down, staggered again! And they just can't get offense started. Flip born by Spartan just to supplement this offense. Not really needed on the defense. They can't find any clear Fuel Esports Supernova Wiggly Wobbly. It's going bot side, but Equal Equations pushing up, trying to set up and down, who finds 2. This is the chance for Fuel Esports to strike if they can hold on, but the Sentry Turret not making that easy thunderstruck, and that's so much pressure. Flip in the face. It's over. George Mason. That's unbelievable strength.
An absolutely disturbing show of damage from GMU, and I really wonder, how can Fuel Esports navigate this? Because if we just take a look at the damage graphs for a second, even Spartan, who had the least damage out of them all, has the same amount of damage as Up and Down and Equal Equations combined, right? And then you're not even getting to the forwards at that point, right? It was just looking like everyone's HP bars were the name of the Fanshawe Brawler, going up and down.
Yeah, up and down for sure. And because the Fuel Esports, they were just out of the plays so often, whether they're sitting on the bench, down and out of the count, or they're just staggered and have no opportunity to even come close to the core, right? Every single member of the Patriots, they out-redirected their counterpart, except for Spartan versus Equal Equations, which, I mean, that's only a difference of 5 streaks. And that's only because the core could never get to the other side of the field in the first place. I mean, the damage and the core control were being found by 2 characters not known for the latter, and it was just insurmountable for Fuel to deal with. You wonder what can you do to supplement it, because it was a big fish start. And that's one of the pseudo survival awakenings in this pool. And if they're doing this with that start, imagine if it wasn't. So a lot of questions being asked here.
imagine if it was something like this Deadeye or perhaps even a Stinger start. Now, one other thing to note is for map 2, we're not even going to somewhere that'll be a little less kill favored, right? It's not something like the Gates, like the Oni, like the Inkies, which are all in rotation. We're going to Clarion, another map which has a lot of KO potential. And I don't think things will change that much. And the other thing I want to note is that Rabies' pool, while it can be pinched, I don't think that Fuel is willing to pick those picks to pinch them, right? Because a lot of their pool is this Juno plus Vice, and they banned the Juno, and Rabies picked the Vice. Perhaps maybe that's the way Fuel goes with it. Maybe you do something like ban the Vice and first pick Juno goalie for equal equations, which I think is something that they have played.
Yeah, they have to find some sort of counterplay here because, I mean, that first set was a complete stomp, and perhaps pinching is the solution here. And the fact that it is CTC, that map offers in of itself so much counterplay, outplay potential. The unpredictability of it can help Fuel navigate the pressure of the Patriots here, perhaps using the Obscura gates or Obscura dead zones as ways to keep the core away from the forward since they don't want to just take that free damage. Or perhaps they want to use the Atlas Expanse to send the core red and just get it out of there. So there's some interesting things to play for CTC, but it is a built diff aerial start, and I believe up and down, no, Wiggly Wobbly had built diff on that X, so perhaps considering an X ban here, or perhaps consider pinching Wiggly, not Wiggly, Rabies.
Rabies' pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and thing to note, right, is the Fuel is on blue side here, so if they opt for pinching the pool, they are in prime position to do so. Now, built diff, aerials, it is, I think, a pretty tame start. There's nothing that's immediately jumping out to me. I guess you have stuff like the Kazan again for up and down that loves that size, but GMU has already shown that they're very capable of dealing with it by just blowing up the whole other team and making sure that the Kazan core control can never come to fruition.
Blowing up the enemy team through now healing, I mean, just unheard of. Aerials will make the lives of characters like Aimee, like Now, a little bit easier, a little bit more potent. We'll have to see if Spartan does opt for the Aimee once more. And coming out here is...
Hey, it's exactly as I said, right? Juno banned away by the Fuel, and Vice picked up. That is that pool pinching. Now, Finny X picked up. I'm interested to see where this goes, because I believe Rabies has also flexed to Brawler, but definitely a lot more capable in the midfield role. Curious to see how, who picks up this Finny, who picks up this X. Vice, I think at this point, likely going to equal equations, with Aimee for Sustain and Rasmus going over for up and down. And I am starting to think maybe this is actually Wiggly Wobbly now, and X going for Rabies.
Which is really interesting, seeing the two forwards of GMU pivot their roles like that. And I mean, still, it's a lot of damage for their side, Finny X. And we don't have the same sustainability that we saw last game with that Now pick for Fuel. But they're trying to instead try and fire back here with the Aimee and the Vice. So I do believe that the question is, who will kill the other team first, find those power plays, find those opportunities to score, throw out all the damage and the projectiles that will be thrown.
Hey, one might even say they're adding fire to the fuel. Wait, okay, I meant to say fire to the fuel, but then I realized it's fuel to the fire. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, Fuel looking to punch back with a KO comp of their own, trying to see if what worked for GMU will also work for them. And No, okay, it looks like this Imi might be going over to Equal Equations, and the Vice going over to Sustain instead.
Interesting.
Never mind.
Well, Ether's a bit of a liar. Yeah, so Equal Equations getting that Vice. We'll have to see how they orient it for the Patriots here. But, yeah, built if aerial start. I mean, these brawlers, Rasmus and X, they're going to be happy. The midfielders also very happy. And it's actually Rabies on the Finny, Wiggly running it back on the X here.
Yeah, and that's Spartan with the momentum boots now, notably for the Awakenings. Aerials found on Equal Equations, Sustain, and Spartan, with everyone else going for build different. Now, this size, Strike Warring Sustain will be pretty difficult for the Imi, but maybe the Imi is just saying, you know what, I don't need to Strike War, I'll just use the abilities to keep the core forward, and it's already been pretty successful as they find the first 2 barriers, and looking for a pass to up and down. He may just get it here, but Spartan, he's been really good with these clears.
Equal Equations overextending, though. That's one barrier carelessly lost, but Fuel still holding on to the core here, trying to reactivate this offense. Bellringer keeping it forward. A nice drone as well, and a greedy outclear punished by Wiggly with the X Maximus. They do get that core upfield. Equal Equations staying long past their welcome. Nice glitch pop. No, that was a cyber swipe, and a beautiful pass. And that is Fuel striking first.
Yeah, hey, maybe Fuel is not down and out just yet. Maybe they found their own answer, but reminder, we still haven't seen the full extent of the killing that was happening last game. And that is one barrier already taken in favor of GMU. Perhaps a double answer here. No, just one. And Sustain in this corner looking to beat Spartan and Wiggly Wobbly in that 1v2. Not yet, as the triple take from Rabies comes to reinforce this X, and in an awkward situation, Equal Equations has to flip, but the flip fails. The drone sends it back, and I think Equal Equations actually lags momentarily there, and it just goes right past him.
Equal Equations suffering from the DDoS attack, but Fuel Esports, they have 2 flips coming up here, and almost securing one barrier off rip. Instead, it is GMU answering, getting that first barrier down with the drone. In the corner is the core, and that is the second barrier lost in quick succession. X Maximus pop a flip in the face, and the Supernova just a bit too late to cover it. And GMU absolutely steamrolled that point.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Fuel, that is 2 ults burned right then and there. So that does not bode well for them here, being down 1 point. No barriers yet taken, and we are on this era map now. The Rasmus Death Touch kill attempt actually failed and return killed in favor of Wiggly Wobbly.
And that's a huge pick to have, because Matt Rasmus had a full bar of energy. Now the energy's now in favor of GMU, but the barriers aren't. Equal Equations massive with the era pickup in the middle. Trying to hold on, but the big finish making that so difficult. Flip bot side, Thunderstruck able to intercept it, but Rabies wins the strike war, and offense is pouring for GMU. A nice setup into the bull rush, and GMU, they go up first.
Yeah, good setup. Sustain actually trying to glitch pop the core away, but unfortunately glitch popped it back in their same direction, and that's what allowed it to kind of go through alongside the bull rush. Now, X being first pick, the Stinger, most likely what he has his eyes on here, or just a big fish to look for more size scaling. Rapid Fire picked up for Vice instead of something like the Stinger. The Finny going for the Monu instead of now. Stinger finally falling over to Imi. I was wondering where that would go in such a kill-focused game.
Yeah, and this Rasmus left for Spark scaling, but it's a good Spark to take. Spark of Strength. A lot of damage picked up for Fuel here in the form of CDR, or just in the form of their Awakenings doing damage. And they need to find some kills and put these to use, but it's up and down on the wrong end of damage. Getting an orb here, trying to survive, and Rabies free to hold on to that core, take position, take that first barrier. In Equal Equations, the Thunderstruck goes wide, not able to capitalize. Up and down is now staggered, damage gone wrong for Fuel, but they're able to find one barrier. But sooner than later, GMU will find 1 kill, and they do find that second barrier thanks to the Manu big finish absolutely covering the whole thing. There's a flip now on Rabies, uses it and sneaks it in top side. Beautiful angle found and a beautiful point in general for the Patriots.
Yeah, beautifully done, keeping up and down, permanently staggered, but not KO'd to make sure that that HP wouldn't reset and he would be able to contribute to the play again. And a good flip attempt, no barrier actually taken. Finally, up and down takes 1, trying to look for 2 off of pendulum swing or off of the middle hit there. Not yet found, but a big finish taking the barrier on the opposite side. Middle finally broken just for a second, and Sustain taking a lot of damage, could be flipped off the map. Wiggly Wobbly, the one who has to burn their flip, and even after the lifeline, their HP is not the best.
Yeah, fully recovered though after some time, and it's up and down trying to find the second barrier. Good defense though for the Patriots, stuffing everything, even the sentry turret. Triple take. It's up and down, can't hold on to the core with these abilities, and Wiggly Wobbly, look at how massive he is. Sustain, worse for wear, but up and down able to secure that second barrier in sort of a checkmate position. Nice interference from Equal Equations, has to use that flip though. Dangerous situation. Wiggly Wobbly winning that strike war, setting it up. Supernova, a little bit grief there. X Maximus popped, and they finally get that clear. All the angles covered though. Offense quickly activated, but Spartan holds on, very patient. Up and down, can't find it through those bodies. Sentry turret committed, and the core, it's able to sneak on by top side. Beautiful angle from up and down.
Yeah, but the problem here for Fuel is they need to do this a little more consistently, right? They've been getting some of these good plays here and there on the offense, but it's been matched by 1.5 or 2 of these good plays from GMU, a little too favored for the Patriots. And once again, Sustain having to burn this flip, and they still lose the barrier despite that. Up and down needs to make some sort of hero play. A missed dribble out by Spartan. That is 1 barrier taken, perhaps a second in this corner. Sustain's HP really low and difficult to work with, and an awkward angle. Equal Equations keeps the play alive for a little bit, but not enough as the X Maximus is layered on top.
And we take a look at the energy economy, and that is 3 flips coming up here for the Patriots, and a grand total of 0 for Fuel, but they're able to find 1 barrier as compensation. There's a flip on Spartan, doesn't use it. 2 barriers down in quick succession here. This is their chance to strike, maybe at least tackle on some of this energy, but a big finish in the worst situation possible. There's a flip burn. Bellringer not able to find the goal here, and it's finally an out clear found. Triple take, keeping it up, and it's in a dangerous situation, but a power cord able to navigate the situation. Strike Wars being 1, glitch pop. Spartan, nice drone, doesn't need to use the flip there. Triple take, keeping it upfield once more, and that X Maximus, I mean, look at the strike range of that thing.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 1 opportunity there for Equal Equations to sneak it by to Sustain, who could then take it out that bottom side, but unfortunately not enough. And now, Equal Equations is in a very awkward situation as you want to take something away from the X, but there's too many things to take away, and just opts for that perfect form, giving over the spec training, the 1-2, the might. There's so many great options, and yeah, there's that 1-2 going over, Timeless going over to Aimee, and the spark of agility just denied away from Up and Down, who still can get the might of the Colossus at least.
And that's a lot of power on this Rasmus with that spark, with the 2 size awakenings. But the issue is, Up and Down is not finding any opportunities to put this power and put this size to use. Because again, it's the story of last game. They're keeping it in the corner. They're using these creation awakenings and the X Maximus body, and it's just not able to get cleared. Some offense trying to get started, but they can't even get 1 for their troubles. Now they're down those cooldowns, but that, like I was saying, the Atlas expanse, it gives and then it takes. My God.
Yeah, tough for the Fuel, unfortunately. They use it to get that 1 barrier, but Equal Equations misses the primary and then loses the goal altogether. Maybe they can redeem themselves somehow here. Sustain not finding that first barrier. The middle clear cut off with the triple take, and so much damage on Sustain. Nearly taken off the map. There's that double barrier found by Rabies. Big finish. 1 barrier answered. 2 barriers answered. Up and Down needs a hero play in the corner. Nothing yet, but taken off the map, and Sustain is staggered as well. Perhaps getting dropped similarly to his forward. The flip. Sustain
Oh!
tries to accelerate it with the glitch pop. Unfortunately, not enough, but it just goes down to that bottom side. Greatly cleared up by Spartan, and Sustain is taken off the map just as Up and Down comes back. Up and Down needs to look for a play of his own. Equal Equations has this flip, uses it in the big finish, but the flip answered back by Spartan, 300 strong, scoring for GMU.
So many opportunities for Fuel just taken away barely from their fingertips. Clutch plays from the Patriots. They're looking to close out the set here, and it's the most volatile Clarion map. Bouncy House Castle. It's going to be difficult to do it, but there's one down, looking for two. Nice pass play, Equal Equations, winning the strike war, though. Sentry turret in the midfield, just trying to keep that core upfield. A lot of damage, both barriers found, and this is the sign of life that we're trying to see from Fuel Esports. Big finish. The core wasn't able to slip into it, defuse, but they can't get that core in the hands of Up and Down. Two flips coming up here for GMU. There's one, and that's the barrier lost. Wiggly Wobbly has his, uses it, but it's not able to find its mark. Now Sustain and Up and Down, they were almost there to theirs, but the triple take set up perfectly by Wiggly Wobbly, and that is the Patriots closing it out in, once again, dominant fashion.
Yeah, the Patriots absolutely destroying the Fuel in this series, and I think damage was a big part to that, that's for sure, as the side of the Fuel felt absolutely gassed playing against that damage.
Yeah, there was just no opportunities to breathe, much like that first game, even though KOs weren't found as often for the Patriots. The purpose of the damage still remained the same. You look at Up and Down's redirects, 56 only in an 11-minute game. Not what you want to see, and that's all because he was pushed out of every single play by force. He didn't have a say in the matter. Wiggly Wobbly and Rabies, beautiful coordination to keep that offense going. The big finishes were so good. The X Maximuses were incredible as well. And unfortunately, Vice Goalie is not equipped to handle that sort of pressure.
Yeah, this now brings GMU up to 5-2 and drops Fuel to actually 4-3. Important thing to note, though, is because of GMU's set score, I believe they are kind of locked out of getting this top four. But still a pretty good position to be in, as we talked about at the end of last series. The higher you go up, the longer it is for you to be able to dodge NJIT, in theory, because NJIT is looking like an absolute juggernaut, being not only 7-0 in series, but 14-0 in games.
Yeah, not dropping a single set is absolutely heinous. So NJIT, the team to look out for, but if there's anything that can sort of stave off dealing with them, it's winning these games, placing higher, like you said. But that wraps it up for Week 7. Ether, any final thoughts?
Hey, not much really for me. I think we had a fun time today in more ways than one, both during and between the cast. I was completely floored. Now, anything you want to say before you take us off?
Well, stay attuned for Ether's post on the two types of casters, but for now, I'm too soon, joined by Ether. It was a pleasure casting y'all, and we will see you guys later.
See ya.